Welcome back to another episode of the Football is King podcast. We keep trucking along. We're about halfway through college football season.
That's sad. That is
Approximately
sad.
approximately a quarter of the way through NFL. But we thank you for following and loving your favorite football podcast. We're Four Stooges, who 100% have now proven that we know more than every NFL GM and head coach, because we understand that field goals are valuable. Talk about all things football, specifically the teams that we enjoy. To start off our week, though, we always like to talk about our untrue fact of the week. And our untrue fact of the week might be more true than ever before. That is that Grey's Anatomy gets more or better ratings than Thursday Night Football officially.
And Monday Night Football for that matter.
Yeah. Amazon Prime has officially made the worst, Prime Video has officially made the worst investment in investment history in buying Thursday Night Football. Because they have, besides the Chiefs Chargers game, they've all been freaking awful.
I thought Al Michaels is going to retire after this week. My God.
Poor Al Michaels, man. Such a historic career, and he's just getting the worst game.
Well, Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, do you think he's regretting going to the NFL to
all
these crap games?
Kirk is double dipping.
Said on Saturday?
No,
Pat looked at Kirk at one point and said he might have forgot what touchdowns look like after watching all these Thursday night games. Or something like that. It was so funny.
See, but Kirk he's double dipping, so I don't feel like he feels that bad. He goes and does Saturday.
And he's probably getting paid
college.
$10 million.
Yeah.
So here's my thing though. I think it was Shane. I think Shane sent the text out that on Sunday he sent the text out and he said, "Can we just have the Chiefs and Bills play every week?"
It's Blake.
No.
Oh,
no.
Blake.
Please
Blake.
no.
If we could have
I have to watch Russell Wilson play one more time, I'm gonna
Dude,
but if we could have the Chiefs and Bills play every Thursday night, that would be amazing.
I'm in.
No.
I'm in.
Can we just finally agree that we shouldn't have football games on Thursday? Like that's the problem.
I agree.
The reason why
the Monday night games are terrible too.
Not always. That's not true. Thursday night is always guaranteed to be awful. They specifically put two of the worst teams every week on Thursday Night Football.
How about we
because
just
they know that those teams don't care because they don't like they're all tanking. Well,
How about Wilson just isn't allowed to play on Monday or Thursday?
He should be suspended from prime time for the next 3 years.
Yes, he should. He's terrible.
Or he should be disbanded from the league. He is that worst quarterback in the NFL right now. He's got to be.
Yes.
Hackenberg or whatever Hackett is going to be fired after this year.
But also, how many times over the past 5 years have the Colts and the Jaguars, the Jaguars and the Titans played on a Thursday night? They pick two terrible teams that are going to play a terrible game because they know that people are still going to watch it, and so the ratings are going to be up. But I
feel like we've had some good Thursday games in the recent past.
And
not this year. Not this year.
The players,
but in the last couple of years,
the amount of injuries that come from Thursday night games is through the roof. Like Thursday night needs to die.
No, they need to give every team a second bye week, and you play one Thursday night game a year, and you have a bye week before the Thursday night game.
That's fine.
And then you have the next week off.
That is fine by me. But basically, you basically get 3 days to recover.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
From semi-truck wrecks all night long.
I would much rather have college football Thursday night and NFL football on Saturday night.
This Thursday, what did I watch most of the time? Was college football.
I was
like, I don't even remember who the hell I was watching. Maybe it was Space U, but there was
a good game Thursday, wasn't there?
It was a blowout. I was like 70. I think it was the Florida, whatever they are.
No, it wasn't.
UCF.
Yeah, it was UCF and
Space U. What they're terrible.
they were playing.
No, Baylor, West Virginia was Thursday.
Oh, that's right.
night.
Baylor
It was
was
a
a
great
great
game.
Yes, that was a good game. Yes,
There was
okay, that's what
solid
I
Big
want.
12 football on Thursday.
I think
night.
when did I
UCF was
watch-
playing. I think UCF was playing on ESPN.
Yeah, UCF
Nope.
did beat Temple 70-13. But like, give me a good like college football players. One are technically kind of amateurs, so we'll give them that. But like going Saturday to Thursday is way more doable than going Sunday to Thursday.
Oh
And
yeah.
also, college football players are already all getting their NIL deals and all that stuff. Make them play Saturday and Thursday. Who
Well,
cares? Or just
that-
like have the MAC on every Thursday instead of on
Oh,
Saturday.
the Mac action is back coming up on Wednesdays here soon.
Yeah, or make the Pac-12 on Thursday. Who cares? But like, give me somebody on Thursday that's college football that'll be more enjoyable than watching the Bears and the Broncos. Or
God,
this
that was
week,
all the Bears
this
were
week
terrible.
it's the Saints and the Cardinals.
Oh,
What's
that's gonna
Monday
be
night football this week
god-awful.
is like the Bears and
the Bears and the
It's the
crud.
Broncos, is it
Patriots.
not?
Bears
Is
and the
it-
Patriots.
Oh, Bears Patriots is what it is. Yes.
oh my
That's
gosh,
hey,
gonna
the
be a
worst football.
suck bowl.
No, it won't, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Bailey Zappi versus freaking
Zap-
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Bailey
Dude.
Zappi's gonna show Justin Fields how to play football. That's the
No,
sad
no, no.
part.
I
That's
think
prime
Bleacher
entertainment right
Report put out an article yesterday that said, "Is Zappy the next Tom Brady?"
No, he's not.
Oh,
But
God.
that's fine.
I'm not
God.
joking. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying an actual writer sat down and tried to make
That's-
comparison.
Yeah, we've
It's called
discussed these
click-
riders before.
clickbait.
We've discussed
It's called
these
clickbait,
riders
yeah.
before.
Bait.
Y'all know what Sunday night football is?
Oh god.
It's Steelers Dolphins.
Oh my!
Oh
see,
my
that's what I'm saying.
gosh.
They picked the
But-
worst freaking game.
But Tua is back.
Tua's back, baby.
No, this week Sunday night football was good. Usually Sunday night football is good. Cowboys, Eagles.
I
was a
like Sunday
great
night football usually.
Usually Sunday
Cowboys came
night
back
is a
and they tried to
divisional
make
match.
it a game, dude.
It's the Mondays and the Thursdays where I'm like, they're literally just wasting our time.
Yeah.
I do think you gotta I mean I don't know how much Amazon paid for Thursday night football, but they
Oh, it's
The
billions of
ratings-
dollars.
the
it
ratings-
was $13
Wasn't it
billion.
like okay. Was it you probably have looked into this, Austin, but have the ratings been just absolutely atrocious?
No, there's
for
still
Thursday?
it's still the number one show on television, which is why it was our untrue fact of the week. Football always dominates TV.
Everything.
No,
But
it does. It
I'm
does,
sure
but it's
I'm
just
sure
crap.
it's down compared to other years. I haven't actually looked at it.
Dude,
I also looked ahead. We
I'm about to
would-
boycott primetime football. I'm serious.
Next-
dude, I'll be honest. I honestly Monday and Thursday nights I have maybe watched 10 minutes of each game.
Yeah.
It's
Next
crap.
Next
This week's not going to be
Thursday.
any better.
Next Thursday is Ravens Bucks, which at the beginning of the year
Could
had a lot of quality to it
hmm
until you realize that the Bucks are awful.
At least
And-
you have like a name in the game. I mean,
Yeah,
give
you
me
got
a
Tom
name.
Brady. Well, I mean,
Give me a name.
45-year-old Tom Brady, it's gonna be past his bedtime, so he's gonna play terrible.
Yeah.
And I think the Monday night game was good too. It was the Browns Bengals, a good divisional matchup, but without
I'll take a divisional matchup.
Deshaun, that's not great. Sunday
Why do
night was supposed to be amazing. Is Packers Bills, but the Packers are awful.
Are
So that's-
terrible.
I mean,
They're bad.
give me the Bills by 45.
Yeah, Bills are going to blow them out.
Does every team in the NFL suck this year?
No,
I think
Bills
every
are-
team sucks.
The Bills are so freaking good.
Besides the
Jets are
Bills
good.
and the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs are good. The Bills are freaking
They're the-
amazing.
They're the second best team in the league, and I'm not sure it's particularly close. The NFL sucks.
Yeah,
every
there's
team
not a
sucks.
lot of great teams going on.
Tom
As
Brady said it.
Tom
on
Brady
Thursday
said
or
it
whatever.
best. There's a lot of bad football out there right now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's
All right.
terrible.
The problem is, we've talked about this before. The problem is they got us right by the conies, and we're going to tune in for every game, and we're going to sit there and get all happy, hunky-dory, like, oh, this is going to change. It's going to be a good game, and it's going to suck.
No. Don't get me wrong. I love watching some terrible football on Sunday as well. There's just
Oh, I
different
do
levels.
too, but
There's different levels of terrible. Like the game between the Seahawks and the Lions that was 48-45. That was terrible.
That's great.
football.
Terrible.
but that was
Great
the best.
entertainment.
But Thursday night football, the under hits every week. Like
14 to 12. Nobody scores a touchdown.
16 to 19 last night whatever on Monday Night Football this week. 16 to 19. No touchdowns in the second half. The amazing Justin Herbert, who still has a losing
terrible
record as a starting quarterback, but he's the best thing ever, according to national media, can't score. I mean, the Denver defense is great. Chef Russell Wilson still can't figure it out. I mean, it's
He
just
sucks.
Did y'all see
It's-
FanDuel's promo? They boosted Justin Herbert to throw a touchdown pass to plus 100. Didn't do it. I bet they made bank off that.
oh
Hey,
yeah.
Speaking of that, how many touchdowns has there?
Oh, great.
Oh, here we go.
On Blake's point, I think Austin Eckler to score a touchdown last night was like plus 130, which is like a great bet right now. He keeps getting in the
Yeah.
end zone. So
Well, Travis
Uh,
Kelce, anytime touchdown score is a great bet too. That'll be plus money every time.
Dude, this is the longest Shane's ever froze. This is
Yeah,
a long freeze.
Shane
right
might
here.
be out for the count. All right.
This is
Hey.
a long freeze. This is a Mike Tyson freeze right here.
Blake
There he is.
brought up the gambling, so let's just connect it all together. Smooth transition. Our gambling once again was okay. It was all right. Blake undefeated, solid 3-0, takes the lead at 12-5-1. Oh wait, I'm
12,
prepared.
5,
For
and
this.
1. We are making money, boys.
I'm prepared for this. Boom. There we are. Okay, Blake
We
takes
are
I don't
the
need
lead.
to see
money.
this.
Oh shoot. Hey, this is the old one. Hold on. You're watching magic happen, everybody. Because I messed up a line. There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Check mark there. Shane and I unfortunately both got we fell for we talked about the rat line of KU plus 9.5.
Fucking Kansas.
And Shane, Jonathan, and I took the bait, and we got bit by half a point, but that's fine. I was excited to take the Volunteers again this week because the Volunteers are a wagon. They are
They
a
are.
wagon.
They're really dang good.
I obviously none of us are Tennessee fans.
No, we don't screw our
To
cousins.
be in that stadium during that time and to grab the goalpost and take it to the river would be amazing.
Okay.
That would have
Electric.
Hey.
been incredible.
While we're here,
You got to switch the record, brother. You can't leave me at 11, 6, and 1. That's
oh,
insulting.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fix that. Off the screen. While we're talking about the Tennessee game, let's just transition right into
Dude,
our
let's-
college
let's
football
get it.
segment.
get it.
However, we have another paid advertiser for our college football segment.
Oh, I can't
Let's
wait
go.
for this one.
Our college football segment this week is brought to you by the newest pain relief brand, Bye Weeks. Does your football team cause you immense emotional and physical pain? Try a bye week today.
Yep.
So yeah, A&M was off this week and it was glorious. Saturday
It was great.
was stress-free.
The win.
We
No
won.
one got arrested or injured.
Good job,
It was
Jimbo.
we won the bye week.
Talk about
No,
5
hey,
core
so-
values. We didn't have nobody with guns, nobody beating women,
Dude.
nobody with drugs.
No,
No
one
pot-
getting
no
arrested.
popping.
No one getting arrested by the A&M campus police for marijuana.
I gotta say, man, this weekend was one of the most relaxing weekends I've ever had. I had a bye week in the NFL and college.
Yeah, that was good stuff for you. Good stuff.
That
for
was
you.
great for
I
you.
literally at some point after the Tennessee Alabama game, I went, I'm not invested at all anywhere.
Hey,
And it was big fun as a result, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. fun.
Johnny, I had a bye week also because the Saints suck. So
No,
chalk
you
it
did
up
not
as
have a
L
bye
every
week.
week.
No,
all right.
you still
so
have to sit there and struggle.
the big game from the weekend was that the Tennessee Volunteers technically upset Alabama, although in
I
my
don't think
brain,
that's an upset.
the Volunteers should have been favored for sure at home. But
At
whatever.
home.
Before we get into any football related things, I would like to talk storming the field ethics because I
fucking
think
love
it
it.
was completely unethical for the Volunteers to storm the field.
Oh,
as
you are
Oh,
wrong about this. You are
Oh,
wrong
get
about
outta
this.
here.
Oh,
You are
Undefeated.
wrong about
It's
this.
19. Oh no.
undefeated number 6 Tennessee Volunteers at home should not
I don't
storm the
care.
Yes,
field
you-
against
you
number 3
They
Alabama.
beat their biggest rival. Their
I'm
biggest
fine
rival
with
for
you
the first
storming
time in
the field
15
every
years.
damn game.
They're-
Storm
15
it.
years.
First
Have
of
some
all,
fun.
it's not
I
their
don't
biggest
care.
rival. They don't even
I
play
would
them every
say-
season.
They do play them every season.
Tennessee
Yeah, it
and
used to be
Alabama play
called
every
it
year.
used to be
Tennessee and
called-
Alabama
yeah,
play every
It
season.
used to
Okay,
be called the
there we go.
third Saturday in whatever month
October.
we're in.
Okay.
October.
I'll retract that. That's a big
I
deal.
think
but-
that I'm not saying that's Alabama's biggest rival, but I think that's Tennessee's biggest rival.
I'm
It is.
perfectly fine with you storming the field. If
Any
you
opportunity.
win against a team and if you win a conference game in the top 25, storm
No.
that fucking
Oh,
field.
no. Hell
take the
no.
goalpost down. Throw
No
it in
way.
the river.
No.
Let's go.
No.
I
See,
love
this is the nonsense that Texas Tech has already stormed the field twice this year against
I
terrible
love
teams
it.
both
I
times.
love it.
Like
Dude,
there's been
I
so
want-
many
dude.
terrible storming the field
No.
ethics.
No, because you know why? Because every one of those 21-year-old kids that are plastered off their ass are going to have that story the rest of their life. And it's amazing. I've never got to do it. And I hope one day I'm in the stands when the whole storm of the field happens and I can get down there and take a goalpost, march it through town, throw it in the river, and I hope the fire department and the police department takes it back to the stadium. That's
I'm on
incredible.
team. Act
No,
like
they
you've been
broke
there
it.
before.
They posted a GoFundMe asking for money. This
They
is the problem
did.
I had was the result
Yes.
of that.
Yes.
Tennessee must have a $1 billion endowment. And those
Yeah.
fools posted a GoFundMe saying they needed new field goal posts.
I think that
You
that's
have
more
got
of
to be
a-
kidding me.
I think
that's more of a
they said
joke,
It's only
but-
like 25 grand.
I don't even. I read the other day it was like $5,500 for a goalpost.
Dude,
I don't care if someone will donate the goalpost to you. You do not ask students that are paying your college for money. That's terrible.
There are
I-
1A high schools have goalposts.
I got an
think it's-
idea,
I think
fellas.
it was a
I got
joke.
an idea.
for sure.
I hope it was a joke.
I got an idea, fellas. Let's start a goalpost company. We encourage the tearing down of goalposts, marching them out of the stadium, and we'll replace them.
It's good for
And
business.
we'll do it for cheap. We'll do it
It's good for
just
business.
No,
the
we'll
labor,
pay.
a little overhead and material, and like
No,
we're
we'll
doing
find
well.
one student at every school, give him $2,000 to get both goalposts down, or get a group of people to get both goalposts down, and then we charge $6,500 for each. So
I
every
agree.
game there's a storm
See-
fielding, we're making $12,000.
The
Let's do
problem
it.
the
Let's do
problem
it.
is I think probably according to like regulation, I bet installing goalposts is insane.
Oh, I bet
Like,
it is too.
That sucker has to be in the correct spot every time.
No,
so
and
but
I've seen
that's
him.
the
I've
thing.
seen him taking the leveler out there, like putting weights on it to get it down
Yeah.
to one side.
That's fine. We become expert installers. And
Austin,
we just do it ourselves. And this is how we end up going to get big games. And we're like, we already have the goalposts. They're in a storage unit down the street. And when this happens, we're just like haul them in. We could go to games every week.
for free.
yeah,
for
but I
free.
mean, Jonathan, according to that logic, we have to pick the upsets that are worth tearing down the goalposts. Like that's
Dude,
very difficult to do.
Right. Blake went 3-0 this week. We're doing pretty well as a podcast.
Hey.
Oh,
Two of Blake's wins were in the NFL. No one's storming the field in the NFL.
I'm
we
putting
should
money on
normalize-
the NFL.
How
We should
amazing would
normalize
that
that
be?
also.
No.
How
Normalize-
amazing
Also,
would that
Field
be?
so-
storming the NFL.
My biggest problem is we're starting to see problems with fans rushing the field.
Okay, well, I just saw a video of one of the Alabama receivers. What's his dang name? He hit a girl.
Yeah,
Like literally
that
arm
he-
out, hit
yeah.
a girl.
he swung on a girl. That one girl took a chunk of the field. She took a chunk
That
of
was
the
bizarre.
like
Put it in
fans
her
are starting
purse.
Dude, they're
fans
selling
are
it.
starting to
They're
get fans are
selling
starting to get crazy. Like we had the incident we already talked about in the Texas Tech game where a fan just obliterated a guy on the UT football team.
That's
then also-
hilarious. I'm
A
sorry.
Garrett
fan,
Bryant.
sorry, but then a UT football player destroyed some random fan. Like we're starting to have issues with it, And I think a lot of teams are storming the field, or like in basketball, you see a lot of storming the
Like
court
their
when
parents.
you
I love a
probably
court
storming the
storming
court.
much better than a
The,
field
the
storming.
court storming's a lot safer than the field.
And it's quick. It's quick. The whole arena's
We got a
on the
special
on the
guest.
on the
second.
court
Our,
like
our
that.
chef for the night.
Great.
Hello.
Love
Great.
Chelsea.
Okay, get out of here, Chelsea.
I just think we need a standard.
I'm pro storming though. I'm
If
pro
you're
storming.
if you're a top 10 team, you should not be storming the field. You should be expecting to win football games.
The
or basketball
only
games.
thing is they've lost 15 years in a row.
Dude, you got to let
Who
Tennessee
cares?
have this moment.
Who
Those,
cares?
half those students weren't even alive when they won the last time.
That's
No,
not
for
a
sure.
fact at
That's
all.
100%
Because none of
true.
those
That's
students were under the
100%
age
true.
of 15. It's not.
No,
They were
no,
all
not-
alive,
not
but none of them
that,
were conscious.
Not that. But like win a national title, they have all of those students have not been alive since they won the last time.
Yeah,
Since
that's
they've
fine.
been truly
Hey,
relevant.
If
Now you
if
can
you,
say that about many schools.
any team that
No, for
wins
sure.
the title, sure, storm the field. I don't care. If you're a top 10 team and you're playing at home, you should expect to win. You're a top
Let me
10
put
team
it this
playing
way.
at home.
This is how I feel about it right here. Ready? I was at the Duke, North Carolina basketball game. We're not a basketball podcast. I understand this. But I was at the Duke, North Carolina Final Four basketball game. Coach K's last game. North Carolina goes out, beats them. We didn't storm the court. I wish I would have been part of the storming the court for that game.
Exactly, because North Carolina understands you're supposed to win that game.
No, screw that, dude. You just sent Coach K packing on his
You've
last
been there,
game.
you've done that.
You've never beat him in the
You
Final Four.
can't-
And you've
You
never
can't
played
court
them in
storm. You can't court storm in a neutral site.
That's true as well.
That's baloney.
I think it would be
thought-
awesome.
Thank you.
Like,
Talk
here
about
we go.
electric.
If Vista Ridge beats Vandergrift in football, heck yeah, storm the field. Because last year we lost by 70 points.
See,
And
so
we've never
that-
beat them. That makes
the-
sense. But we're supposed to lose by 70 points.
the problem
you're-
with
What were they? 7.5-point dogs?
the
I saw it
problem
up to
with
9 by kickoff.
Okay, you
problem
don't storm
with
the field if
storming
you're a
the field
single
in
digit
high
dog.
school is it's not a fine. You can lose the ability to go to playoffs that way.
That's whatever. I was just throwing out an example. If you're a 70-point dog and you win a football game, heck yeah. If you're a single digit dog, you do not storm that field.
But I think my only caveat with that is I think the situation matters. If it's like Texas versus Iowa State's 7-point dog at home and they beat Texas, it's like, okay, whatever. They're not like rivals or nothing, but Tennessee, Alabama, they haven't beat them in 15 years.
That's when Texas Tech stormed the field.
Oh,
They
I,
were-
and I think that's
No,
dumb.
no,
They were single digit dogs against Texas and they beat them. They
Tech-
stormed the field.
And Texas was unranked.
Tech essentially storms the field no matter what, bro. Like they might be the number one storming fan base.
So what about Utah? Utah beats USC, who's undefeated, top 10 team
do
at
they
home.
storm?
No, but what if they did?
Oh,
I don't think they storm.
I was
don't
about to
think
say
they
I
storm.
don't think that's record. No.
But they should be more of a storming team than Tennessee.
So,
They,
so here's
they're
I
a,
think
bo-
the
they're a bottom
situation matters.
25 team.
The
Here's the
situation
issue.
matters, though.
here's the issue, Austin. I believe that any game Alabama loses, they're going to have their story.
Although I have a hot take about this, I think the Saban decline is for real.
Dude, he has no control in that team.
They are undisciplined. He had no control of the clock. They had a 1st and 10 from the 30 or 35 with 30 seconds left, and they lost the game in regulation.
He's got
I
no
don't-
control of that team.
I don't know if it's that. I think
That was terrible clock management. That was
I
the worst
think
clock
that
management in the history of sports.
he officially has drafted his first or whatever, scouted his first class of undisciplined players to where he doesn't know how to react. I bet he writes that ship in the next year.
He might.
I don't think he knows how to relate to those players yet. Give him a year. He'll figure it out.
The
Best
concerning
college
part
coach
to
of all
me,
time.
I agree. The concerning part to me is it's like he's lost, almost lost something mentally where it's like he can't even control the clock anymore.
I mean, he's getting old.
That was bizarre.
He's getting old.
It's also like at some point, don't you lose touch with the idea of like being able, like if I'm an 80-year-old, I'm sorry, if I'm 75, can I truly relate?
Saban doesn't have
To
to
a
truly
19
relate.
You don't
He's
have
saying,
to.
do you want to go to the NFL?
Yup.
Oh, wait, we
No,
we
I
relate.
understand that. I get that. But like, it's like when you're a teenager and your dad says one thing and your grandfather says one thing. Like, you're gonna listen to your dad a little more than your grandfather, just because like your grandfather's older and you're like, oh, he's an old man, he's senile, whatever.
I'm less concerned about the recruiting and more about the actual on-field coaching. It just looked bizarre.
I'm
I'm
most concerned.
I think kids today are not going to respond to a 77-year-old man saying
They
whatever
will if they
he
want to
wants.
go to the NFL though. That's the only
See, my
caveat.
biggest thing is how much
I-
do they want to go to the NFL now, though? Now that they
Yeah,
make
I don't know.
millions, that's the question.
NIL's changing that.
That's the question is, well, do I really need to go to the NFL?
And
if
they're
I'm gonna
all
make-
social media guys.
If I'm going to make $12 million before I graduate, like, do I need to like do whatever? So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I think we can all agree though. Tennessee's legit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Hooker might
He's gonna win the Heisman.
I
He's-
mean-
he's for sure the Heisman favorite.
Yeah,
Where-
dude.
The,
That
my
kid
big
is
question
good.
is, where is the game between Tennessee and Georgia this year?
It's in Georgia. It's in Athens.
It's in
We
Athens.
have 40
Yeah.
Okay.
viewers a week, and y'all are just tanking our podcast.
If it was in Tennessee, I would take the Vols to win the East.
I still might take Tennessee.
They're good. It'll be
They
a good
might,
game.
but
I might be a
I'm-
prisoner of the moment, but dang, they look good.
I'm
be
afraid.
a
I'm
good game.
afraid of playing Georgia on the road. I'm afraid of playing like home. Home matters a lot in college.
In college,
It matters
especially, yes.
a lot in college. So
The
I'm
only
gonna
thing I don't know if
still take
Tennessee has the
Georgia.
defense to hold up.
yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia still. We'll see. We still got a couple weeks until that game, so we'll see.
It's going to put a lot, and I like Stetson Bennett, but it's going to put a lot of pressure on him.
I
They're
want.
going to have to score.
I would like to see both of those teams make the playoffs.
So this is going to be the crazy thing. Let's say Georgia beats Tennessee. Georgia then goes to SEC championship, gets Alabama. Alabama beats them. You have 11-1 Tennessee, 11-1 Georgia, 11-1 SEC champion Alabama. Who the heck makes the
Shit.
playoff?
Put them
How's
all
that
in.
work?
you gotta let
all
all
in.
I mean,
three.
Clemson doesn't
in.
look good. Clemson does not
No.
look that good.
Okay,
They
I
look
will
okay.
say if you're gonna leave
Okay,
anyone out,
wait.
you got to leave Alabama out. Alabama doesn't look good.
They will. But if they're the SEC champion, that's the caveat.
Doesn't matter,
That's the
dude.
guess.
They've looked
I mean,
they've
that's the
looked
big thing.
terrible in like 4 games.
I don't know. I
Dude,
don't
if they
know.
win the SEC championship and they're 11-1, Georgia's
can't leave the
11-1,
S-
and Tennessee's 11-1, there's a problem because who do you leave out?
Georgia
I
will
don't know
get
who the-
left out.
They will leave out Georgia 100%. They will leave out
Actually,
Georgia.
I disagree. Sorry. The playoff committee has already shown that they take people who have consistently made the playoffs. Tennessee will get left out.
Mm-hmm.
They
Okay,
should
so
leave
what-
Georgia out.
what
I'm just
has
saying
to
Tennessee
happen-
will get left out.
What has to happen? So
I mean,
Ohio
all of
State looks good. Like they,
Ohio
they
State-
went out there.
But Michigan looks damn good too.
So-
Michigan looks good. So
in
what
this-
happens if you have
Ohio State's got to be undefeated. So Michigan has to have a loss.
The Big Ten champ has to be undefeated. Whoever the Big
Yeah.
Ten champ is. has to be undefeated.
Ohio State, no, it needs to be Ohio State, and they need to be undefeated because if it's Michigan, a one-loss Ohio State
Could
has
still
that
make it
brand
in.
where they will want to put them in. It needs to be Ohio State needs to be undefeated, and they need to demolish Michigan. It needs to
I
be
can't
not even
wa-
close.
I hope it happens this way because there's going to be a humongous push to move to 12 teams
Oh yeah.
next year
Quick,
if it happens.
quick.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
could you imagine?
No,
could you
12 teams
imagine
is
a
so
world?
awful.
Could you imagine a world where Ohio State drops 2 games by the end of the season?
No, not even
Michigan
close.
drops. Michigan drops the game somewhere.
Michigan will
and you
lose to
have-
Ohio State.
I don't know.
I
Michigan
understand,
looks
but
dang good too.
I'm saying like if you end up with
Michigan
2
is
losses-
running the Army offense. They are the
It's
and it's
amazing.
working.
It's amazing.
It
Dude,
will
and
not
I
work
literally
against
just
Ohio
had this
State.
Conversation. I had
They
this
should have won
conversation
52
this
to
week.
0
If
this
you're
week against Penn
averaging
State.
3 to 5 yards a carry, run the freaking ball straight down everyone's throat and just
They did
do
it last year.
Get-
They did
Correct.
it last
Some-
year.
Get behind some big uglies and just run the ball straight
But
up
once,
the middle.
hey,
and they
once you
won't
play
stop.
those good football teams, that ain't gonna work. Also,
How?
What do you mean how? Because you're gonna not average 3.5 yards a carry anymore when you play better football teams. When you play
What?
bad football teams, you'll average 4 yards a carry. When you play good football teams, you'll average 2.8.
They did do it last
2.8
year for
times
Ohio State,
3
though.
doesn't give you 10.
Dude,
Also,
I
college
you-
football
we
playoff
might-
committee loves sexy offense, not
No, for sure.
unsexy
Yeah,
offense.
We're gonna have 3 1-loss SEC teams and 2 1-loss.
I will say I could see Tennessee dropping
Alabama's
one
gonna
other
lose
than
another
Georgia at
one.
some point. Alabama definitely may lose another
Alabama's
one.
gonna lose the second game.
Ole Miss may
You
beat
gotta-
them. And I don't think
you
Ole Miss is
gotta-
that good.
Alabama might not win the West this year. They really do not impress me.
I would agree.
Nah,
with
you
that.
know who Alabama loses to?
I'm not betting against Nick Saban. I just
Mississippi
can't. It's like
State.
betting against.
Hey, what was that, Austin?
Mississippi State.
Yes, sir. Dude, if he goes off and throws for 500 and something yards, it's over. Alabama will not stop that ball.
But I don't think that Mississippi State can stop Bryce Young either. That game
They
may
don't
be
have
60
to.
to
They just
60.
have to outscore.
Their
Bryce
offense.
Young is playing by himself right now.
No, that number one guy, that running back is
Dude,
amazing.
No,
Yeah,
he
Gibbs
is
Gibbs-
so
great.
good.
Gibbs
No,
or
no,
whatever.
but-
what
Gibbs
I'm
is
saying is
Gibbs
if-
is so good.
If Mississippi State
Gibbs is a beast.
starts just chunking the ball all over the place and they're scoring left and right, you can't just run the ball with Gibbs. He doesn't
Yes, you
have a
absolutely
number
can. In
one
fact, that's
receiver
exactly what you
like,
should do.
outstanding.
Yeah. My problem is
It's not a-
Alabama's offensive line commits too many penalties for playing.
I
If
agree with
Mississippi
that.
They had
State,
the most penalties in the Nick Saban era.
if
Those
Mississippi
teams,
State,
those teams do not beat Alabama, though. I'm
if
sorry.
Mississippi
They just don't.
State finds if Mississippi State's offense works, they will score a lot of points. And Alabama's offense this year is not built for a shootout. They're not.
Well, they were just lost 52 to 49.
Exactly.
we've
They
never-
lost that game,
They still
They
put up
lost the
4. I mean,
game.
they put up 49.
but they
It's a
lost
shootout.
the
And
game.
they very well should have won that game, but their kicker missed a dumb
Dude,
Yeah.
kick.
they very well
They should-
have
if
blown
you
us
give up
out, but they
how many
didn't.
touchdowns did the same wide receiver have? 5? If you give up 5 touchdowns to the same wide receiver, you
Oh yeah,
shouldn't win.
agreed.
You should not win that
Agreed.
game.
That's the crazy part about Saban right now to me is the fact that he coaches the secondary, and that secondary is awful.
Yeah.
They are terrible.
I think that I
We've ne-
really
we've
think
never
NIL has gotten to Saban.
We've never
I literally
seen
think we are seeing
Alabama
the decline.
be like this.
I feel
mean-
like we say this every once in a while. They'll lose a game, and everyone's like, "Oh, is this the end of Alabama?" This team
No.
feels way different.
There's a difference though, because usually it's they lose one random game, but they look good in all the other games. This
Yeah,
year
these-
they've
Yeah,
looked
They could have lost
bad.
3 games already. They very
They've
well
looked
could have lost 3
bad
games
for
already.
4 consecutive football games.
Yeah,
Or maybe not
Texas
4
should have beat
consecutive,
them.
but they looked bad against Texas. They looked bad against A&M.
Arkansas.
No, they played well against Arkansas.
Oh,
didn't
they
they
played
killed
good against
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
No, they didn't.
They started slow, but I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
they-
they
Yes.
They were up 28-0 or something like that. Arkansas came back and made it like 31-25.
Yes.
But then they beat them.
Yeah.
They beat them by 20.
yeah.
Yeah, they did, but I'm just saying they didn't look great. They didn't look like Alabama.
They didn't look good for one quarter. The rest of the quarters, they looked pretty dang
Yeah.
good.
But I would say there's a solid 3 football games at least that they have not looked good.
They
not
could have
even
lost 3 games.
not even that they don't look like Alabama. They just didn't look good.
The Texas game, they
Yeah.
legitimately looked awful. That
They
was
were
an awful
Yeah,
so
they
game.
looked
they were
terrible.
so bad. They were so bad. I think does Alabama just have a problem inside the state of Texas? That's the
That
question.
could be. That could be.
But
No,
the Texas
because-
game, we always do say catch Alabama early. If you catch them early, you
Oh,
got to
you want to play Alabama week 1 or week 2 for sure.
I don't know about week 1. USC thought that a couple years ago. They lost like what 70-3 or something
Well,
like that.
USC is kind of bad.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And
But it
they've
was very
been-
funny when the USC guys were like on their hands and knees, like going like they're dogs. Then they got beat 70-3.
I mean, USC has been kind of bad since like Reggie Bush left and Matt
Agreed.
Leinart.
And they're still not great. I don't know. People
They're
love
not
Lincoln
bad.
Riley,
They're
but
not-
they
they're-
didn't look great.
They're not bad right now. They're a solid
they're-
top. They're a
yeah.
top 25 team.
As they
No,
should be
but
every
I-
single year.
I'm glad that they lost because if they would have won the Pac-12, we would have had USC go into the playoffs and get absolutely smeared.
It doesn't
They'll
matter.
lose another 2 games.
Whoever is number 4, unless it's that weird one-loss SEC team that we talked about, they're going to get smacked.
I so badly hope it's the one loss situation with the SEC teams just to see what happens.
I mean,
want to see
it will
chaos.
it will be one of them. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. They're
Georgia,
not going to let 3 SEC teams in.
but Georgia or Tennessee, one of them is going to be both of them are going to make the playoffs. As long as a one-loss Georgia or a one-loss Tennessee, if it's just against each other, is going to make the playoffs.
Well, no, but if Alabama's the SEC champ against Georgia, let's say, and they all have one loss, that's what complicates it to me is the SEC
in my
championship.
in my brain, that's just impossible.
That may not.
In my
happen.
brain, it's impossible for Alabama to win the SEC championship this year.
I agree. I don't think if Georgia ends up beating Tennessee, if Georgia ends up beating Tennessee, I do not see Alabama beating Georgia.
No, but the thing is, if Tennessee ends up winning, what's Nick Saban's record against the same team in the same year? Probably undefeated.
He did it. No, he lost to Georgia twice or once last year, and then he beat them, then lost, right?
Yeah.
Beat
beat
them in the SEC title, lost in the national title.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Nick Saban
typically-
does not lose to people twice.
Yeah, but the reason behind that is going to be because it happens so infrequently.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they play Tennessee and some random
Well,
team.
that's
Like this year it was
true.
Tennessee
That's
and
true.
Vanderbilt. They're not playing
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
No.
They don't play Georgia too often in the regular season, once every 4 years or whatever.
Poor Vanderbilt started so strong this year, and then just
Yeah, they look
they're
terrible.
They're back to the way that they've always been. But
Yep.
I appreciate them. All right, let's move on from that SEC. We'll talk about more SEC when we talk about the Aggies a little bit later. We had 2 other games that came to my mind this week. We had the USC versus Utah ref ball disaster, which I'm not gonna lie, this was while I was out doing other things, so I don't even know what occurred. But how does the pass interference timeout call happen, or whatever it was? I still the ref's explanation still doesn't make sense to me.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh!
can
So he
someone
said
that was watching explain it.
I was watching it. What?
I was watching it too, but
I
was
went
also
and watched the
drunk, so-
highlights. I went and watched people try to explain it to me on ESPN. I went and watched people try to explain it to me on YouTube, and I still don't understand what happened. The
What was it that
referee's
happened?
explanation on the call was there was a 15-yard penalty, but at the same time, there was a
Yeah,
timeout
yeah.
called.
Yep.
There was an inadvertent whistle timeout called mid-play. We're going to still have the 15-yard penalty, but we're going
Okay.
to add 5 seconds to the clock. And I was like,
you just
"What is
brought it all
happening?"
back to me. Okay, you just brought it all back to me because I was a little drunk when I was watching this, but
Hi, Mom.
but this brought it all full circle. Literally, you did not hear one whistle, not one whistle, and then it goes to review, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, there was a whistle blown, a timeout called, or whatever the crap happened, and then they just add time to the clock. I mean, just exactly how you explained it, but I'm now reliving it in my head, and I'm sitting there going, how do you can hear a whistle. I'm sorry. On no matter what TV, what internet, whatever you're watching, you will hear the whistle. There was
And
not
this
one
happened
freaking whistle.
mid-play, right?
Yes. They stopped the
right.
play. Well, no, they let the play run out. Then it was after all this is when they decided that there was supposedly a timeout called. It was the biggest horse shit I've ever seen, to be quite
I mean,
frank.
it
I
ended
mean,
up not mattering because Utah still
it
won the
didn't.
game. But
but you
the
can't have that kind of refereeing malfunction.
the referee in his explanation said
Yeah,
that
it was
there was
terrible.
a timeout called in the
Yes.
middle of the play, leading to an inadvertent whistle. So we're going to keep the penalty and add 5 seconds to the clock. And I was
That doesn't even make sense.
I was blown away. I was like, first of all, if your first explanation is that the timeout was called in the middle of the play,
And you stop the play.
that is not how timeouts work.
No, that's
So yeah,
what I was
no,
about to
no,
say.
Just
yeah,
keep-
no.
You keep playing is how I would do that, but okay, sure. So then one of the refs blow the whistle. So it's an inadvertent whistle. Inadvertent whistles mean you redo the play.
Yeah.
or
There was
you
no
It's like he
whistle.
felt
Or
he felt
none.
bad.
Yeah, or you stop wherever it is, right? Like, I don't know, if there's an inadvertent whistle and you've already run for 4 yards and then people
Yeah, it's
stop,
dead.
like,
It's dead.
right. It's the same thing as like, the classic thing that happened for a long time in the NFL was it was like a questionable fumble call and
Yeah.
someone picks it up and runs it in, but someone has blown the whistle at that point. And then you go and you review it and you're like, oh crap, it was a fumble. It should be a touchdown, but because the whistle blew, we're gonna stop the ball wherever it was. So it was just all
I
sorts
must
of
have totally missed that. I was like halfway asleep
No,
during that game.
no. I mean, it's a Pac-12 after dark game. No, everyone's in bed.
I was watching it too, and I don't even remember that happening.
I remember it, but the problem is that we talk about coaching malpractice and we talk about refereeing malpractice. That crew did not. That wasn't the only bad. And once again, don't remember the calls, but I do remember 2 other times during that game going, these are terrible calls. And that
the refereeing
crew
is a
had
pandemic.
multiple terrible calls.
I mean,
Terrible.
We complain about NFL referees all the time, but I will take every NFL crew over a college crew any day of the week. College football is just atrocious to watch.
Terrible.
College
College and
I
NFL
want Gene
refs are awful.
Steratore. I want Gene Steratore, or was it Gene Steratore with the index card? I want whoever did that to come back.
No,
to
please
the
no
sad-
index. If
the
you
sad
pull out
part
an
is-
index card, you should be fired immediately.
The sad,
No, give me the
first of
index
all,
card.
that was ridiculous. Second
Yes.
of all, the fact that Gene Steratore and those guys that are on the TV, like analyzing the referees, they used to like kind of back up the refs. These days, they're just like,
No.
I don't know what these dudes
Yeah.
are seeing on the play. This is a
That's
terrible
the
call.
best. That's the best when they come out here and say that's a terrible call.
My
But they
favorite
used
thing,
to
though,
defend them.
my favorite
Oh,
thing
yeah,
is no
no,
matter
it's-
what the rules analyst says, I'm immediately like, all right, the opposite is about to happen because they're always wrong.
They are.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Terrible.
I swear they used to be refs used to be a lot better. They are terrible. these
Yeah,
days.
there was definitely a refs union that is starting to dissolve.
They're terrible.
Well, the problem is, I mean, who wants to be a ref?
I would love to be a ref.
I'm
I
about
would
to be a ref.
love to be a ref.
These dudes are terrible. I'm about to be a ref.
I've looked it up. It takes a lot of years to become an NFL referee.
I'll be a college
It takes a lot of years to become a college referee.
I'll be a high school referee. I don't care.
So
I know,
to
but
do
the
it, you
problem
got to
is
do
based on
5
what
years of high school, then 5 years of college, and then
God.
you can become a professional referee. But you also have to be like 5 years is the minimum. You have to be recommended to go to the college.
Oh
level.
yeah, you got to know.
Yeah.
You pretty much got to know somebody.
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
done.
but who's recommending these buffoons to go to referee college?
I mean,
they're terrible. isn't it?
No, I mean, it's so hard. These people move
It
faster
is.
than human beings are supposed to move. But
Yeah,
still, some of their
my
decisions.
problem with
once
it is
again,
I'm
it's-
okay. I'm okay with a bad call every once in a while, but it's the bad calls that are at like game-changing moments where it's just like, what were you looking at?
It's the bad calls that make no common sense. That's
Yeah, it's
the
like-
one. Like we've already discussed the roughing the passer calls. Like they just don't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like
And if you don't throw
get,
the flag there,
USC
nobody
game.
says a word.
I get like the bang bang pass interference calls can be so
too.
difficult. Like, did he hit him before the ball actually got there? I don't know. It looked like it. Let me throw the flag, and then we watch it in super slow motion, and then everyone will criticize you. Oh well, it was actually a good play. Like, stop showing replays in slow motions for bang bang plays. Is what I would say to TV crews, but.
Oh, even like the Texas game on that game losing fumble. I get it. People can say whatever. Iowa State didn't screw themselves, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was a clear targeting.
Yeah.
I mean, and they reviewed it. They didn't even review it for targeting. They had 10 views to look at it, and they never even brought up targeting one time.
Yeah. But
It was a clear targeting.
Austin, I know you hate this. I know. I know. Just review shit. Just review it all. I'm tired of it. Too many questions.
Oh, dude,
too
you can't
many...
do that. You can't do that. It would take it'll take forever. 2,
And the refs are too egotistical.
you'll find a penalty on every play if you're gonna do that.
I'm not saying
I'm
it's
almost a
just
fan
crap.
of replaying on personal fouls because 15 yards are so huge, and these calls are so bad.
Okay, if we don't want to,
I think
Don't
it
review
depends.
holding and stuff like that.
It depends on what
No,
the
no,
call
no,
is.
no, no, no.
There's not that
But,
many
personal
there's
foul,
not that many
yes.
personal foul penalties though.
That's what I'm saying. Review them because they are terrible.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The ones that are called, half of them we've this year at least we found out are just terrible calls, and it's ruining. Especially, I'm not a good gambler, but people are losing money on this crap.
Oh, I
You
mean,
can't let that happen.
hey, that's in my opinion, that's the joy of gambling right there. You never like
the
it's
agony.
that's why people love gambling. It's for the rush. You don't know if you're gonna win or lose on something crazy.
And then the refs also are playing a part now. So you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm safe, but some baloney pass interference call or roughing the passer call could happen.
Yeah.
But then you always got to think about old Tim Donaghy.
Yeah.
Can't ever forget about him.
That's why Blake can never be a ref.
Cause I gamble too much.
You gamble too much, and well, I mean, you gamble at all, you can't be a ref. But he's on a podcast, and they would watch every one of these episodes and be like, "This guy
Oh,
can't be a
I
ref."
could never become a ref just because of my Twitter account. Like,
Yeah.
People,
Like,
I remember
I'm-
back in the day, there was a
I'm
Texas,
clearly
a guy that went to
biased.
Texas. Or I think it was that last A&M Texas game that they like pulled up the guy that like called that baloney pass interference call. And he had pictures on like his Twitter or Facebook or something of him all decked out in Texas gear, like with his horns up and all this crap. Like, yeah, you can't do it.
yeah. Hey, while we're talking about Texas A&M things, let's preview real quick. The Aggies play South Carolina.
Take money.
I can't. Is it in College Station? I don't. I
In
think it's in
Columbia.
Carolina,
In
right?
Columbia.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Blake, are you going that game?
I wanted to, but I don't think I'm gonna go.
I mean, we can confidently say we're gonna win that game, right? Right, with confidence.
I think South Carolina's
Confidence.
bad.
South Carolina's
Hey.
bad.
I would say that, but I mean, Kentucky just completely.
Yeah,
Drop
but Will
the ball
Levis
too.
wasn't playing. They were playing
Yeah.
backup quarterback.
Kentucky is bad without
And
Will
Kentucky's
Levis.
not that good.
Guys,
Here's the big deal. We're playing for
we
the
don't have a
bottom
great
trophy
quarterback
this
either.
week. We're playing for the bottom. Yeah, but we're not like it's a little different when your first round NFL draft pick quarterback goes out. We've been playing with a bad quarterback all year.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're playing for the bottom trophy. This is for pride. This is for the hated, deep hated rivalry between Texas A&M and South Carolina.
I mean,
We
I
better
think
come out
I think
victorious.
A&M's record against South Carolina will just. I mean, I feel
Well,
confident. I feel confident.
Spencer
This is our
Rattler-
this is a get right game, and I
This could be a
think we're
physical take by
significantly
all.
more talented than they are. So
I would agree.
Spencer
also-
Be able
Rattler
to push them around.
sucks. He
That's-
sucks.
I mean, he
Our
doesn't suck.
defense-
I would take Spencer Rattler over both of our quarterbacks.
Okay, yeah, but that's not saying much, Austin. We got some.
But I don't think
bona
South
fide
Carolina is a
idiots.
tough place to play either. It's not like
I don't
playing.
either.
It's not like playing in Starkville or in Tuscaloosa.
No.
Like
No, but
Oh.
our defense should absolutely pick apart Spencer Rattler. I know he was this high Heisman winner coming out, but he is not good. Like he's not going to
Now-
make an NFL roster. He's not good.
now, if you've
That's
been
my
listening to
opinion.
this podcast for the last hour that we've been talking, we said we were going to try to do it in under an hour. We're not even going to get close. We appreciate it, but also we can't wait. If somehow Texas A&M loses, we would love to hear all your trash talk and all of your sympathetic words at FIK Podcast on Twitter. So there you go. Let's
My
get out
former
of college
boss will
football.
give me hell.
We're getting out of college
And-
football. Okay, we're getting out of college football.
All right,
Let's do
I'm
it.
Wait,
fine with
wait,
that.
time out.
What's what do we need, Jonathan?
There's no good
Bro.
college football this week.
TCU's 6'7" freak of a wide receiver. That dude's a fucking problem.
TCU's
you
making
see-
moves.
Did
We
you
might
see
have
the
a-
stat line? Did you
We might
see
have
the
a Big
stat
12
line?
team make the playoffs. All right, that's all I want to say about TCU.
Dude, hey,
Yeah.
that dude is
Couldn't
a
care less.
fucking problem.
Couldn't care less.
Maybe
let
he'll be.
You should.
He's not going to be Megatron 2.0, so we can move it on.
Dude,
Let our
Or-
host keep it
Hey, you
moving.
know what? TCU plays Kansas State this weekend. If
Yep.
win another top 25 game, we'll talk about him for at least 5 minutes next week. But we've talked about college football for an hour.
That dude might be the best wide receiver in the country right now.
We
Like,
talked about college
for
football
real.
for an hour, and our team didn't even play this week. We've got to
No,
move
I'm
on.
well
Prisoner
aware.
of the moment, Jonathan.
I told you, you shooting under an hour is not a feasible idea.
No. It was going to happen. It was going to
No,
happen.
it wasn't. It was
it-
never happening.
Hey, here we go.
We spent 30 minutes on goalpost getting teared down in freaking Knoxville, Tennessee.
I was trying
was
to move
never
us
gonna
on.
fucking
Don't you
happen.
worry. I was trying to move us on past our fake
Our
goalpost.
host-
We
business.
got at least another 45 minutes on the NFL. I don't know why you're in a hurry for. You ain't.
I'm
getting
not
out
in a
of here.
hurry. I'm not in a hurry. I just kind of want to go to bed sometimes on time, but that's fine. Also,
listeners have
sometimes our listeners
we should slim it down.
sometimes our listeners complain about how long, but hey, to all of our 40 listeners out there, we appreciate you more than anyone else in this world. Please remember to like and subscribe and share with all of your friends. Let's try to hit 80 next week. Let's go. Let's keep doubling every week until we
Let's
make millions of
go.
dollars.
80.
If we hit 80 listeners, I will give
Don't do
$10
that.
away
Don't do that.
to
Don't do that.
someone that likes, shares, and subscribes our podcast. $10.
Hey, we could start doing Venmo things. That'd be funny. All right.
Yeah.
We'll think about that. You know what? Hey, if we ever get to an episode where there are 100 listeners, we'll do a giveaway prize. How about that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's move on to our Sunday slate from this past week. But
Oh,
once
God.
again, hey, we're changing segments. That means time for another advertisement. Our NFL football segment is brought to you by our newest sleep aid, Primetime Football. Do you have trouble sleeping? Try Primetime Football today. Guaranteed to put you to sleep by halftime.
Boy, it worked on me last night. I'll tell you that.
It's bad. We've already discussed how bad it is, but Sunday was a wild day, just like every Sunday is, it seems like this year in the NFL. I don't know why I haven't learned my lesson yet, but I feel like if you just take the dog in every single game, you'll win money.
Probably.
Because NFL dogs are barking this year. I thought of 4 games off the top of my head. The one that we got to talk about because it gets the most clicks. What's going on with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers?
They're bad.
They lost to the Steelers.
He gave his offensive line a couple mother effers. I mean, it wasn't pretty.
It was not good. Also,
On TV, I heard every single mother effer he threw.
yeah, you hear it all. Is Tom Brady not invested in football?
I think
Yes.
Father Time is catching him.
No, the
Today
Father
he
biggest,
Time might be
compared-
catching-
go ahead, Blake.
I would say today he compared football season to being deployed in the military. So I think he's losing his mind.
A little bit, but I mean,
He's
did
missing
everyone-
throws.
what?
He's missing throws.
Oh,
that we've
here
never
comes
seen
our
him miss.
military expert Jonathan Heisner. Hit it, take
Yeah.
it away.
He did what?
He
I missed
compared
this.
he compared football season to being deployed.
I mean,
Yeah, he might.
I can
It kind of has a
slightly,
point a little bit.
I can slightly see where he's going with it, but
the only
It's-
difference is the
no,
millions
not
of
a
dollars.
why-
I'm not
it's not a
saying
wise
there's
thing to
not-
say.
I'm not saying there's not a comparison, but it never works out when a celebrity or an athlete does this.
No,
I mean,
it's
he
not
did it-
It
smart.
just makes you look like a dick. You know, like
Agreed.
Yeah.
just like don't use that comparison. Just be like, hey man, it's really hard. It's tough.
No, all he had to say was, yeah, during the season, I'm away from home most of the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
Simple as that.
Dude,
Hey,
You're
dude,
comparing
to all-
it. You're comparing it to like
I
bullets flying.
never
Hey, appreciate our veterans.
yeah,
Thank
to
you.
all of our listeners who have
Jesus.
participated in any of the services, we really appreciate your service.
And we apologize that Jonathan and my brother Tyler are going to put the VA out of business.
and we
Hey, VA ain't giving me crap, but if the VA wants to actually approve any of my shit, that would be really appreciated.
They
We
caught on
appreciate-
after the 3rd or 4th surgery.
we appreciate anyone who has given us the right to host a silly podcast once a week about football. And that's what we love about America. So I assume that everyone has seen the
Praise
story.
hell and praise Dale.
Praise hell, praise hell, baby.
I assume everyone saw the story that Tom Brady did not fly with the team and that he
Oh,
skipped
yeah.
Friday, Saturday
I
practice
mean,
to go to Robert Kraft's wedding.
okay. The bigger story
Someone
is what the heck is Robert Kraft doing having a wedding in the middle of fall?
Yeah,
What an
hey,
idiot.
continuation from last week's podcast. We did say that Friday night weddings were acceptable. No, they are not.
Still, not
We
if Tom
amend
Brady's
that
in
statement.
attendance.
Nope, we
Not
amend
if
that
Tom
statement.
Brady's in attendance.
0 weddings are allowed inside
During-
fall.
Robert Kraft
No
ruined it for
more-
Maybe a
everyone.
Wednesday.
Nope.
No,
Maction,
no, that's
Maction.
Also,
no, and that's install day. Wednesday's
Yeah.
install day. You
Can't
cannot
miss
have
install day.
Well,
So-
Tom Brady misses every Wednesday right now. He's out. He's
Yeah.
off on Wednesdays.
he's off on Wednesdays, which is just crazy to me. So, like, yeah, is Tom Brady not invested in? I mean, I know
No.
for the first time ever, Tom Brady is going through things publicly. We've probably all inferred that his marriage has not been the most legitimate for the past few years, but like now it's out there in the public, so he's dealing with that. He's got all these things.
No.
He's got all these things going on, but also, I mean, their offense has been the problem this year, and
Yeah,
him missing like legitimate practice days is actually a concern for me. I mean, I
He's
love
missing-
it. I would love to see Tom Brady's downfall, but like you can't, if you're the leader of the team, you can't be missing practice and then berate your teammates on Sunday. That's just
I think-
unacceptable.
I think we underestimated how important Ryan Jensen would be, honestly.
I mean, the center is the most important part
Yeah.
of an offensive line.
You just-
Typically,
you get-
in most NFL offenses, the center is actually who does the protections. It's only
Yeah,
your
yeah.
elite quarterbacks, like Tom Brady, is the one who does the protections compared to.
I
but,
just think
mean,
I
Jensen
think we
helps.
assume, we assume that like, oh, it's Tom Brady, like they'll figure it out. But also missing Ryan Jensen's a pretty big deal. They're playing a rookie at center. I think there's another
Yeah.
rookie on the line too.
I mean,
But
they
Tom
Tristan
Brady-
Wirfs is still out, which is
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah, he's
problem.
out.
I mean, it's the same thing that everyone has said, like, over the years, like this year, Aaron Rodgers' offensive line is decimated. Look how he has declined. The year that, the Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl to the Bucks, look at, I think Mahomes
Offensive
ran for 482 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Like, offensive line is incredibly important to a quarterback's success.
Yes.
But
yes.
also, I don't really like Tom Brady missing practice. It's kind of a bad look.
I agree. If I was his teammate, I'd be ticked.
I'd
sorry.
be ticked. I'd be ticked,
You wouldn't
especially
say
if you're gonna come yell at me on the sideline. That's
Oh,
when
yeah.
I'm gonna get
That's-
mad.
Dude,
That's where the
yeah,
and he's missing throws. Tom Brady is missing throws that he's never missed in his career.
He's
Ever.
throwing a lot of balls in the dirt for zero reason.
Yes.
And
yes.
the reason why he does not have his bring your pail to lunch work wide receiver in the slot. He also does not have a James White in the backfield.
Well,
He tried it with Cole
Antonio
Beasley.
Brown is a free agent.
No, Antonio
dude-
Brown does
I'm
not
just
bring
kidding.
his
I'm
lunch
just
pail to
kidding.
work.
The dude
Antonio
probably
Brown
treated
is a
it as
naturally
psych ward.
gifted wide receiver, is what they
He was
would
at the
say.
Florida Atlantic University game, sitting on the sideline with a trumpet in his hand,
Uh,
tuba or something.
hey,
Like, what is he doing?
I hate bringing up other podcasts
CTE,
because I don't want to
baby.
take I don't want anyone to leave our podcast to go to listen to anybody else's. But did anyone listen to Pardon My Take this week?
Yeah,
When
I
they're
did.
when all of them are getting Antonio Brown to follow them back on Twitter, it was gold.
And then,
It
then
was
he,
gold.
Wait,
and then he
What?
followed him, and then he immediately, and then PFT was literally like, "You son of a bitch! You better block me, you bitch!"
So Antonio Brown had blocked PFT in the past, but
For
then
years.
but then one of the other smaller guys got Antonio Brown to follow him back. So he got him to unblock PFT, and like PFT and Big Cat just immediately just sent him DMs, just trash talking him. And it was hilarious.
my
And all of the updates were coming in live time as they were
It was
as they were
hilarious.
recording the podcast. It was hilarious.
He responded to
gold.
Big Cat like 2 seconds later.
Yeah, it
It was
is.
very
It is.
funny.
I could see Antonio Brown like losing his shit and like doing something insane.
It was
He already did.
probably
He-
why
Yeah.
He
they
stuck his penis out of a pool
No,
in
okay.
Dubai
yeah.
All
at
right.
a woman.
Well,
That's
pretty
insane.
Violently
The
insane.
Giselle
Like,
thing- the
going,
Giselle
like
thing, not
going to
great either.
Barstool and trying to fight like Big Cat, who's like obviously not a fighter.
No, it was all fun and games.
I think they interviewed him when he walked off the field. They were talking on the phone
Yeah,
to Hustle Hard
Oh,
Ricky Bobby or whatever
yes,
his name
the
is.
driver.
they're
And Antonio Brown
they're
was in the
friendly.
car.
they're friendly. I think Big Cat, if I remember correctly, asked him to send him a picture of his balls. That's what Big Cat. That's what
He
Big
did.
Cat asked for. Which is just, I mean, that's why they're number one and why we're not there yet. But we'll
Yeah,
get
they're
there.
hilarious. They
hey,
are hilarious.
Big
I
Cat,
hear
if you are
every
listening to
week
this,
that
we're
I need to
coming
quit
for you.
cussing, and I'm sorry, Mom, but like, fuck it. Like,
No,
you
I
got to
mean-
be raunchy to make it. So
Hey.
fuck it.
They are hilarious. I'm not
You
gonna
don't have
lie.
to be raunchy. You just got to be funny. And sometimes people find raunchy funny. So that's what we're doing.
Sometimes that's the majority of great podcasts are raunchy as
Yeah.
shit.
All right. So that was that. The Bucks might
Suck.
suck.
But the problem is, wait, time out. They're gonna win the NFC South. I mean, that's
Oh, the
yeah.
Atlanta
The
Falcons.
Dirty Birds,
The
baby.
Atlanta Falcons. 6-0 against the spread.
The Dirty
Who
Birds.
gives
Vegas'
a-
favorite team.
who gives a crap about the spread? They're
Wait,
worried
hold
about
up.
winning football
Hold up.
games.
They have the
Hold
same
up.
record.
The Falcons actually look pretty good. And
Their
Arthur
defe-
Smith,
Their defense is not great. Their
but
defense
Arthur
is real
Smith
bad.
is literally just saying, Marcus Mariota, we don't need you to throw the ball. Just run the ball 14 times in a row. That's pretty
Hey.
bad.
Same thing we already talked about on this podcast. Eventually, you play a good team who can stop the run, and you got to throw a football.
Well,
hey,
I like
we'll
the
see.
Falcons.
I love me some Dirty Birds. They're crushing it this year.
They
however-
are 6-0.
They are not going to win against the spread this week. That's the thing. But we're
Yes,
moving
they
on from that. We'll talk
are.
about that later when we get to the gambling section of the podcast.
First team to ever be
Um,
7-0.
Is the state of New York the best state for football? The Buffalo
What in the
Bills.
world?
Also, are the Buffalo Bills the worst team in the state of New York? That's the question.
Oh no,
Yes.
no.
I mean, the Giants are 5-1. The Jets look pretty dang good. But no, the Bills are the best team in football, and it's not. I mean, it's not close.
I don't
but
think it's
this-
particularly close.
I mean, the state of New York is loving football right now. The Giants somehow find a way to win another game, even though they looked terrible
yeah,
against
they
a good
still
team,
won.
against a quote unquote good team, right? Baltimore is supposed to be a good football team.
Unfortunately, that was like Lamar just said, hey guys, if you don't think I knew how to lose a game, let me lose one for you real quick.
All right.
Did he fumble twice at the end of the game?
Pick and a fumble.
The only problem I have with the Jets is this is not a problem I have with them. This is why I think they might win some football games. Is the Mormon gods are blessing Zach Wilson for banging his mom's friends.
No,
And
the Jets defense is good.
Throwing
That's why they're
bombs,
winning games.
Banging moms.
The Jets defense is legitimately good under
Shane.
Robert Saleh, which is why they're winning games right now. But also, that is funny, Shane. I mean,
Shane,
Zach,
I mean,
think
Zach
if we
Wilson is a
order the
legend.
shirts now off of Barstool, we could have them for this weekend strip.
Hey, I'm in. Throwing
right.
bombs, banging moms.
we're gonna talk about Lamar a little bit later because I've got a fun game planned for the end of the podcast today.
Should you
so
pay
we'll-
Lamar $250 million?
Gosh, no, you shouldn't pay anyone
Guaranteed.
$250 million.
No.
You
I
shouldn't
thought that
pay
was the
any
game.
quarterback that doesn't throw more than he runs.
Yeah, you shouldn't pay Mahomes $250 million. So much can go wrong where you lose so much money, but that's fine. We'll talk about that
Sure.
later. Last team that's not one of ours I want to talk about. We can finally say that Bill Belichick is the best coach of all time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like-
Bailey Zappi just steps in.
Like everyone brings up the stat that him without Tom Brady and blah 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 blah, he has a losing record. He coached the Browns for like a significant chunk of that. Also, if those are like the years where like Tom Brady got injured, where he tore his ACL week 1 and he didn't
Yeah.
play. Like if you're planning on having Tom Brady and all of a sudden you have Brian Hoyer,
Brian Hoyer.
yes, you should lose games. But every year his team is just like, there's no reason why the Patriots should have made the playoffs last year. There's no reason why the Patriots
Nope.
should be winning games with Bailey Zappi and look good. Their defense is always legitimate, and he finds a way to win.
That my only caveat to that is after, and this might be a controversial topic here, after watching Russell Wilson this year, Pete Carroll might be a god.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I mean, Pete Carroll is
Pete Carroll
amazing.
might be a god.
Pete Carroll's an amazing coach unless you get down to the 1 yard line. Then he's got some problems. Also,
But that was just him. That was him.
That's-
That was him having to deal with Russell Wilson.
Mike
Seahawks
Tomlin. Mike
dodged a
Tomlin is
bullet.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin's
Mike Tomlin's
ridiculous.
Mike Tomlin's a great head coach. Andy Reid has proven he's an amazing head coach. I think we're starting to realize that Sean McVay maybe not that amazing of a head coach. Maybe a little
I would
lucky and
agree with
blessed
that.
by
The
talent.
Rams, yeah, the Rams
they're
still
bad.
did not look that great. They played okay in the second half this week. They were not good.
They're bad.
Sean McVay's prize pupil, Brandon Staley, not a good head coach.
Oh my, he should be fired today.
Dude, he should be fired so
Oh
many
my
times.
gosh.
Same
Guys,
with,
again, you can't attack a cancer survivor.
But when you
Hey.
watch him pacing up and down the sidelines, you're like, if that was my coach, I would literally mug him on the sideline.
you know who else? You know, you want to know my number one reason why the Bills don't win a Super Bowl this year is because Sean
No.
McDermott is not a head coach.
Disagree.
He's not a good head coach.
Disagree.
Oh, I
Sean
disagree.
McDermott-
I was just
Disagree.
about to say Sean McDermott. We should be hiring the coaching tree of Sean McDermott.
The Bills should have beat the Chiefs by 20 points, but Sean McDermott didn't take points 3 times.
I agree with
Okay.
that, but I
We
still
all
think Sean
agree
McDermott's
that
a
you
good head
should kick
coach.
the field
He's a
goal.
good head coach, but he doesn't understand that points are important and he will lose his team a game. All I said is that's the reason the Bills don't win a Super Bowl this year is because Sean McDermott won't take points when he should.
I
Didn't
can't
Troy
believe-
Aikman say
I
something
can't
last night
believe-
about like the analytics guys are turning in their or rolling over in their graves or something like that?
I mean, Sean
Every
McDermott,
coach has lost their
Sean
mind.
McDermott has the number 1 offense and the number 2 defense this year, and they beat the Chiefs by 4 points.
I don't think the analytics are working. Like
I don't either.
The
The question is,
analytics
like,
are
when they get
really
to the
good for the
playoffs-
4th quarter. They're
When
really
they get to the
terrible for the first
playoffs,
3.
When they get to the playoffs, are they still doing this? Because in the playoffs, points are a premium usually, unless you're
Yeah.
the Bills and
you
Chiefs.
got to get
But like,
points.
you got to
but
get points. Like if they
In
keep
the
doing
Bills
this
and the
stuff in the regular
Chiefs, points are
season,
the most premium. That's the game where the points matter the most. Right?
yeah, agreed.
Everything changes, but Kerr misses a 51-yard field goal. If
Yeah.
that game, if at the end of that game, the Chiefs have 3 more points with 1 minute and 4 seconds, points change games. Mahomes might not throw that interception at the end of the game because he might protect the ball more because he knows he only needs a field goal instead of a touchdown. Points are humongous.
The crazy part
again-
is like 5 years ago, I probably would have been like the guy that was like, why are these coaches not going for it more? Like on 4th and 2, you should be going for it. Now I'm like, dang, when one of these guys kick a field goal,
Once
Please.
again, we should cherish the field goal like the Europeans cherish the field goal. Points matter.
Points matter. I mean, the
We should
objective of the
cherish all
game.
of football
The
like
objective is the
Europeans cherish football.
game is to score more points
Score
than the
points.
opposing team. So, I mean, I get
You play to win the game.
play to win the game. I get the 4th and inches calls. Like you should be able to QB sneak, and if they stop your QB sneak,
Yeah.
you made the right decision. Bad things happen to you. But
Yep.
like,
I'm also a fan of it. I'm also a fan of it like on the 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s from like the 38.
yeah, if
I'm
you're
like,
if you're in
okay,
no man's
if you
land and it's
punt
a
it,
hard,
yeah.
if you're in no man's land, but like people are like in the like this is consistent every week. You will see a team go for it on 4th and 2 or more on their own side of the field in the first half.
Yes.
It happens
The
every week.
Yeah.
The
The
Chargers,
Chargers.
last night.
the Browns. I mean, McDermott did it against the Chiefs in the first
Who
half.
was it? Who was it that did the fake field goal on like the 35 this week? Or the
I
fake
don't know.
punt, the fake punt on like their own 35.
I don't know. I was at
Oh, I
ACL, so
saw
I watched
that.
significantly.
Somebody
less
did a
football
fake
than
punt from their
normal.
own 35, and I was literally like, "What in
I mean,
the
it's
hell?"
It's a travesty. It breaks my heart to see coaches
Well,
not, except for
well-
if they're against the Chiefs, then I love.
But what do they do?
once-
It's like they're just thinking so hard about it that they just think themselves out of the smart play.
The coach for the Chargers should be the freaking ground zero for why you do not use analytics.
If
I
I was
mean-
a Chargers fan, I would bring the guillotine out. I mean, that dude
I
needs
get,
to be.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. I get it. If you're the Detroit Lions and you have no expectations, but like
You have nothing to lose.
the Chargers, I think at the beginning of the year had the fourth best odds to win the Super Bowl. You should
Many
play
people are
every.
picking them to win their division.
You should play every game like you're the favorite and that you're gonna win the game. So the other team should be the one that's making the stupid decision. The Bills this week should know that they were better than the Chiefs. The Bills are a better football team than the Chiefs. I get that they're on
Yeah.
the road and Arrowhead is a tough place to play, but the Bills are significantly better than the Chiefs are. So you should just play conservatively and you should win that game. They played recklessly and made terrible decisions and they still won the game. That's how much better the Bills are than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But
I think
you
these
gave
coaches
the
Bills
are
a
Chiefs,
just
wagon.
trying to be too. They're trying
You
to be too
gave-
tricky, and
you
it's
gave the
not
Chiefs
smart.
a chance to win, and it's foolish.
Oh, by the way, since you said
one-
Arrowhead, the young kid that keeps wearing the full Chiefs suit and just sits in the end zone and just like, ah! Props to that guy. That guy's
I mean,
incredible.
I mean,
2 weeks in a row, he's been on TV.
Arrowhead's a great place if you're going to see some crazy people out there doing some
Oh,
weird stuff. It's great.
Fantastic.
Hey, I
And
miss.
if the-
Hey, rest in peace, X Factor. You were amazing.
Oh,
You're not dead. You're not dead,
I'm-
but I miss you. I grew
Where,
up.
miss
where is
the
he
X
watching the
Factor.
games from?
I don't know, but
the
I grew up,
loony bin.
nah, Gates Barbecue probably. I grew up with X Factor. I've met X Factor. Jonathan has met X Factor.
met
Like, man's a legend. He's been there
He
for
had to
forever.
beat up. He had to beat up his wife's boyfriend. Unbelievable in the stands.
Now
I think
we-
I think Austin and I actually have a photo with them.
yeah, we
There
don't.
was no-
We do not condone
there was no
violence on the Football's
cocaine.
King podcast, but we do condone.
So I
fans
absolutely-
being great.
Jonathan condones violence. I like violence.
What's the other guy? What's the other
That's
guy's
right.
name against X Factor?
Oh shoot,
His arch nemesis.
Yeah, that,
I don't
Code,
know,
had
he's-
sex with his wife.
Code Red or something like that.
It's red something. Yeah, I don't remember,
Red
but
Storm or something like that.
nah, he's not the same. He's not the same.
Didn't he have sex with X Factor's wife?
Probably.
Yeah, they were not doing cocaine though. I can promise
Nope.
you that.
We specifically said that in the interview.
Red Extreme.
Red Extreme.
Red Extreme.
I mean, it's
That was
great.
during the Bills game last year.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
the,
great.
the greatest television interview maybe to mankind. But
Some of y'all say I'm a cokehead, but I'm not.
He was during the interview on the news. He was literally wearing like a hospital gown.
He was
walking
wearing
down the
scrubs.
street.
He was wearing scrubs.
And he does not do cocaine.
All right. Let's finish up with our NFL thing. Let's talk about our teams real quick, and then I've got a fun game and we can get out of here. But before we talk about our teams, that means it's another new segment. And this segment is brought to you by the hottest new bakery in town, Lamar's Turnover Palace. The best place to find your fourth quarter turnover needs. Shane, we'll start with you. The Saints are continuously showing improvement. They lost, but they look better.
They are, but here's my one problem is D Hop comes back this week.
Oh, I
They're
mean,
gonna play
hammer the Cardinals.
Arizona's gonna play Brian Anderson. And Arizona, I almost took Arizona as one of my bets this week because I think they're gonna smash. The problem is it's Thursday night. So I almost took it, but then I thought, well, it's Thursday night. So I
Take the
stayed
under.
away. Yeah, I stayed away, but I could see Arizona lighting us up. The problem is our defense is good.
Well,
and-
they don't have Hollywood Brown.
do they not?
Yeah,
Hey,
but I
bro,
mean,
he's out.
he's done like nothing all year. Would anyone like to guess when the last time the Arizona Cardinals won a home football game was?
It's like October of week 8 of last year, maybe.
I was gonna
Week
say
7.
week six of last year.
I think it's October of last year. So I mean, they don't win at home.
They don't win at home. That's
They
bizarre.
don't win at home. So I mean, the Saints have a chance, but like seriously, with all of that going against them, I would hammer the Cardinals this week at -1.5.
Well, and it's Thursday night, so we're gonna get a dud.
But they got Hopkins back.
Hopkins
That's
is
what
back.
I'm saying.
Robbie Anderson is going to be on the team.
Yeah, that's
That's his
The-
name, Robbie.
the defense
Robbie.
is playing. The defense has started to play a lot better.
What'd you call him?
He said Brian.
Brian Anderson.
Okay, I was literally sitting here thinking, like, does he know someone I don't know, or
No,
what? Who is
Robbie-
Brian
No,
Robbie
it was
Anderson.
Robbie
It was
Anderson
in
gets thrown out of his own game last week.
I
by
thought
his
that
own
must have been. I
coach.
thought Brian Anderson was like a linebacker or something. And I was like, all right, cool. He's
I-
throwing
He
out
sounds
linebackers.
like a really big white dude that's sitting in the middle of the field, right? Like,
That's what I thought.
I call him the Black Angelica from the Rugrats.
That's good. That's good. But yeah, their defense has started to play better. So
He did
I'm
look
a-
goofy.
incredible.
Hey, you cannot have that hair throwing a tantrum on the sideline like that. He looks goofy.
That is
Yeah.
incredible. The black
He could have been any old crackhead on the side of the road, but he just happened to be on the side of
Oh,
a
man.
sideline of a football game.
Hey, if you're one of
He's
our
the
people,
Black
if you're one of
Angelica.
our people listening on Spotify and you have not seen all the things, first open up a tab, Google Angelica from the Rugrats. Get that on one tab. Second, open up a second tab, look up Robbie Anderson getting thrown out of the game by his own team from this past Sunday, and just have a good chuckle. Okay, sometimes
You don't
you
even
wanna-
need that photo. You could use any photo. His hair is the same way every
Yeah, but
time.
Isn't there-
it's good when he's throwing a fit because
It looks- yeah,
Angelica
it's-
Angelica was
embarrassing.
kind of a brat.
Yeah, you're right. You're
As
right.
my I can't.
I
man,
mean, you
now
can't tell me
remember-
that dude don't look like a crackhead right there, yelling at his coach.
Yeah, well, it's not great. I can't remember if it was my mom
Gee
or
whiz.
Sarah's mom, but one of the moms would not let them watch the Rugrats because Angelica was a brat, is their quote. So I apologize, Mary or Kim. I don't remember which
All
one
right,
of you said
Island
that,
boy.
Sarah. Yeah, I'm an island
Island
boy.
We got the triplet. It's the triplet. The
What's the
long
Greek
Yeah.
goddess
half
that?
brother.
Isn't there a Greek goddess that has snakes coming off her head? That's
That's
Robbie
Medusa. She's not.
Medusa?
Yeah.
bro.
I don't think
Oh,
she's
Medusa.
Robbie
not.
Medusa.
I don't think she's a
Medusa.
goddess. I
She's
think
a
she's possibly. I think she's possibly a demigod, but that's fine.
Well, he
We don't
looks
need to go into
dumb.
Greek mythology. The Raiders were off, so screw them. We're not going to talk about them. All right. We already talked
Best
about
game
the
they played
Chiefs.
all year.
We already talked about the
Correct.
Chiefs and the Bills. I mean, I think it's very
win,
obvious.
baby.
The
The
Bills
win.
are winning the AFC, and it's not going to be close. I mean, they're going to dominate. They're such a better
They're good.
football team than everybody else.
Don't doubt Tua. Don't doubt Tua. He's 3-0 this year as starting quarterback.
Doesn't matter. Number one
I-
scoring
alright.
offense, number two scoring defense. The Bills are winning the Super Bowl. They should.
not
If
a-
the Bills
I'm
don't
not
win
a
the Super
fan
Bowl,
of
it's a
star
mistake.
quarterbacks hurdling people, though. Not a fan of that. I
Josh
think it's
Allen,
fun.
Josh Allen, I'm a fan of it. Dude weighs 260 pounds or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun to watch until someone hits his knee and it's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, and you
Josh
go,
Allen's a monster.
He is a monster of
Yeah,
a
he
human
is.
being.
The craziest thing, do y'all remember what Josh Allen was like when he first came into the league? This
Terrible.
man,
terrible.
this man could not throw a ball accurately, and I think his like completion percentage this year is like 74%. Like,
That's why you can't jump off quarterbacks too early.
no,
Yeah,
we've never
that.
seen anything like this before, Blake. No one
Oh,
has ever
agreed.
made this dramatic of a change, and it's not even like it's not like, oh well, his offense has gotten a lot better. No, Josh Allen has just gotten a lot better.
Yeah,
No,
I
I-
think it's
I
a lot
agree.
of confidence. It's a lot of confidence.
But how did they predict this? How did they predict this? How did
I
they
mean-
look at him after his rookie season and go, he's going to be great?
They
'Cause
didn't predict it.
that's
He
what
was
we've
supposed to
seen.
be
No,
the
they were
next
just
big
banking
thing.
on it.
He was supposed
Yeah,
to
they
be the
were
next
just
big thing
banking
out
on
of
it.
college, and then everyone was afraid he was going to be a bust.
Everyone
then
was
he
talking about
magically-
him being a bust.
And then he magically turned it around. It's just kind of like Trevor Lawrence right now. Like Trevor Lawrence
Oh, he
is
might be
starting.
bad.
He's starting to enter bust territory.
Yeah, he might be bad.
Yeah.
But
Like
also, I
Josh-
think so much of quarterbacking in the NFL, like when you get drafted high, it's so much like situational. Like Jaguars
it
are
is.
bad. Trevor Lawrence has no
Yep.
shot being the quarterback of the Jags. Now, are they getting better? Sure, they're better than last year. But having a quarterback doesn't change everything.
the Jaguars shouldn't be that bad if you look at
No,
their
they
roster.
shouldn't.
But the
Yeah.
problem is Trevor Lawrence commits a lot of turnovers.
Yep. And
So
But didn't
Rush
Josh
does
Allen?
not.
Hey, no, but I'm
Josh
saying
Allen
that's-
did, didn't he?
that's not saying that the Jaguars are bad. That's Trevor Lawrence playing bad football. So some of it is on
Josh
Trevor.
Allen's
Now,
first year. He,
Oh, I
he-
mean,
he created a
not
lot
ta-
of turnovers.
I'm not talking about first year. I'm talking about improvement from then on out. Like the Jaguars
Oh yeah, that's true.
this year are a significantly better team on paper. However, the reason why their record is so bad is because Trevor Lawrence has committed a lot of turnovers. So
Also
now
had
we're
Urban
getting to the
Meyer
point
rookie
is
year.
is it Trevor Lawrence's fault, right? Zach Wilson, you can't judge him. His team has consistently been bad. The Jets are bad on paper. However, they keep winning football games.
I just had
but that same argument
PTSD
can be made.
flashback.
Same argument can be made for someone like Justin Fields, who has had 4 offensive
He'll-
coordinators.
Yeah, he'll
or-
never be good as a Bear. He might go somewhere else and be okay. He'll never be good as a Bear.
The Bears
Yeah.
have not gotten any better. Or like Justin Herbert is supposed to be the next.
He looked terrible
Justin
last
Herbert,
night.
I think, was
Justin
the,
Herbert's supposed to be the next Peyton Manning. However,
looks like
even
he's
though
gotten
he
worse.
has an incredibly talented roster around him, he still has a losing
He
record in
sucks.
the NFL. So, like,
He
here's
was.
a thought.
I think he was the
Maybe
odds-on
not that
favorite
great.
to win the MVP. Wasn't he the odds-on favorite to win the MVP at the beginning of the year?
No, Josh Allen has always
No,
been the
Josh
favorite,
Allen
and it
has always
hasn't
been
been
the favorite.
close.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But-
Josh Allen
That's
is
Justin
good.
Herbert was in the top 5. Like,
Yeah.
Justin Herbert was supposed to be the next big thing. He still has a losing record in the NFL because here's the thought: maybe he's not that great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has not looked that great this year. I'm not gonna lie.
I
He
mean,
looks like he's regressed.
He's not bad. He's a top.
He's not
half-
bad.
He's a not top. He's not. He is a top half quarterback. But everyone on the worldwide leader was like, "Oh, he's a top 3 quarterback." He's not.
But I will say also his coach.
He's
puts
not
him in
even top
terrible
10
situations.
quarterback.
I
Yes,
think
he-
it's
He's a top 10
situation, dude.
quarterback.
He
He's a
does.
top 10 quarterback.
He's
I
a
think a
top 10
lot of
quarterback.
it's situation.
His coach put so much damn pressure on him. It's like if you make one mistake, your whole game is terrible.
I think a lot of it's
So-
situational.
I'm gonna go Stephen A on you, or what's that white dude's
Oh,
name?
no.
Whatever his name is.
Skip.
Max Keller.
Cooper Cush, Jamie Winston, Andy Dalton, Tom Brady. I mean, I can name you 10 quarterbacks that are better than freaking Justin
No.
Herbert. I
No,
mean,
No,
you can't.
come on.
No, you can't.
No.
You just named 2 from
No.
one team. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know, because Saints are pretty good at football. I mean, you can't leave them out of the picture. Hey, before I know where you're headed next, Austin, you and their gameplay has convinced me the Eagles are winning the NFC. They are winning the NFC.
They're
No,
good.
the Eagles are not winning the NFC.
I actually was not that impressed with them on Sunday
They
night.
no.
The Cowboys
Did you
gifted them
see-
20 points.
The second half,
The Cowboys
they came
gifted
out
Did you
them
see
20 points.
Nick Sirianni told Mike McCarthy he's well, I'm not gonna say it on podcast, but in no
Hey.
uncertain terms, pretty much told him, I'm your daddy.
Hold on,
No.
hold on. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can we go back? We'll talk about the Cowboys in a second. I would love to talk about the Chargers some more because I have very strong opinions. The Chargers average 4.7 yards per rush.
How many
So-
times they rushed last night?
I'm just saying, Justin Herbert has a running back that averages 5 yards a carry. He has typically, for the majority of his games in the NFL, he has Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams to throw to. And this man doesn't have, also on the defensive side of the ball, he's had a Bosa brother, JC Jackson, who's supposed to be the best corner in the NFL, but he continuously keeps getting torched, but that's fine. Like, he has what's supposed to be an amazing defense, and they continue to lose games. That's all I'm saying. It's
Now,
like
Keenan
he is
Allen hasn't
he's a
played all
good
year.
quarterback. He hasn't played much this year, but in his other years, he has.
He threw the ball
Yeah,
60
yeah.
times last night.
Yeah, I mean,
60.
some of it is bad
times.
coaching, but some of it is
No
also
touchdowns.
Justin Herbert.
60.
His biggest issue is he doesn't convert as many third downs as, say, like, I don't know, another quarterback in the AFC West named Patrick Mahomes.
That's
No.
why they're going for it on fourth down 12 times a game.
That's
and
why
don't
they
get
go
half
for it
the
on
time
fourth down all the
42.
time. Yeah. So, all right, that's enough of the Chargers.
Yeah, well,
Hey, I
their
would love
coach
it.
proves why analytics are stupid.
I would love it if you are a Chargers fan who loves to listen to this. Let's debate all day, every day on Twitter at ADWKC fan on Twitter. Let's go at it. I will destroy you because your team sucks and they've always sucked. And screw the Spanos family and their evilness. All right. You should have stayed in San Diego. The Dallas Cowboys played the Philadelphia Eagles.
I really hope LT finds this podcast one day and he comes at you hard.
Bring it on, LT. You were amazing. I hated how you destroyed my team, but I feel like you would also agree they should have
And your
stayed in
team
San
still-
Diego.
And your team still sucked.
In San Diego, you'd at least have a freaking home game when you play in at your home stadium.
Seriously, it
That's
was
a,
literally
that is a depressing sight.
it was all Denver fan. It sounded like they were in Denver last night.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
The
every
Cowboys
home
play the
game they
Eagles.
have. They've never had a home game.
Let's talk about it. The Eagles aren't that good, right? Like we all know that. The Eagles aren't that good.
As a
I
Cowboys
think
fan,
they-
as a biased Cowboys fan, I actually don't think the Eagles look that good. The Cowboys literally gifted them 20 points to start the game.
So
I
here's
think they
here's
win the NFC.
here's my
I
thoughts on
think
it.
they're good.
The Eagles defense is great. The Eagles offense is problematic.
Agreed. They
I don't
think they're good.
I don't
All the
trust
talk-
Jalen Hurts. I
all
don't
the
trust
talk
Jalen
on Monday
Hurts.
morning that I saw was on these stupid shows was like, are the Eagles are the Super Bowl favorites, all this crap. The
No.
Cowboys gifted them 20 points.
I mean,
I don't think they win the Super Bowl, but who's going to come out of the NFC? Besides
Dude,
the
it's-
Eagles, who wins the NFC?
it takes one
I
game.
think the Cowboys
That-
actually looked pretty dang good, other than Mike McCarthy should have challenged that stupid ass spot on the first down. That gave the Eagles 7 points. The Cooper
That
Rush
all-
threw two interceptions on our own side of the field.
even if you don't challenge it, you shouldn't go for it on fourth down. And that's
Well, what an idiot. He hurried up to the line to go for it real quick.
Yeah.
All he had to
Yeah,
do
that
was
was
challenge it.
That was
But
terrible.
also the refereeing, what a terrible spot. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not even close.
No,
No,
the ref-
that was
yeah,
that's
that
a
was
hard
bad.
play. That's a hard play though.
baloney. I saw on the
No,
TV.
that
I
was
said that
bad.
dude was. I saw on the TV. I said that dude was at half a yard in front of the first
yeah,
down marker.
I said,
Correct,
I
but
said
how
the same
many-
thing.
How many times do you have players reaching and they're already on the
But
ground? Like that
the
was a
thing
weird one.
was-
He's like kind of on top of someone, so he's not that.
But it
was-
wasn't his call to make. It wasn't his call. The girl ref had it as a first down. That
Correct.
idiot on the far side of the field, on the opposite side of everyone, walks a half step back. Then the girl matches him, and it's like,
yeah.
you
I
saw the
will-
play.
I will agree with you there. You can watch the referee at the top of the screen. He's walking past the first down marker, and then he's like, "Nope, I'm gonna walk back."
Yeah,
So
because
that
he was matching
weird.
up with the opposite side.
That
So
that was weird.
on-
But I understand how you get that call incorrect because it's a weird. Like
But
we
then-
already
So
talked
wait,
about, they're moving
on
fast.
top of-
It's really hard to determine when his knees and things are down. But McCarthy, one, don't go for it on your own side of the
And
field.
he rushed to the
That's
line
an
to
error.
do it. I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
yeah, that was
we,
stupid.
we always will say
But-
McCarthy will lose you 3 games a year. There's one.
At least.
But y'all said it. Me and Jonathan didn't. Besides NFL referees being terrible, y'all also believe they're sexist because they didn't believe the woman ref. Is that where
Agreed.
we're-
No.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The woman had it right. And as
Johnny,
as
we
the
didn't
football is-
say it. We didn't say it.
As the Football is King podcast, we believe women. That woman had the call right. And then
There you
that
go.
dumbass man, that misogynistic
He
ass
freaking
referee
mansplained to her where the spot
From-
was supposed to be.
from the opposite side of the field across every defender on the field. He couldn't even see the play. And he said,
Yeah.
nope, I have it right, miss. And she just walked in
You know
line.
what? You
She
know
just
why
fell
this
right
happened?
in line.
You know why this happened? She never
Why?
ran a 22 zone smash. She never ran one.
Well, clearly never
She's
have you either.
She never played it down.
She had it right. That man clearly didn't have run a 22
But she
zone
didn't
smash.
have the confidence to say, "Sir, I've been here before and I know what I'm talking about."
That's what I'm saying. She's a terrible feminist. She was her worst advocate.
When's the last time she saw zone coverage?
All
Well,
right.
no
Hey,
comment.
let's talk more about.
Austin's like, and
Nah,
Austin hates
I'm
when
out.
we do this shit.
I'm out. No, I
The
like
woman
it.
was right.
I liked it. I played along, but I just want to talk. I have really strong opinions about the Eagles. Their defense is great.
Their offense is good. Their offense
I
took
just-
a step back.
their-
No, listen.
Their offense is problematic.
Listen, their offense was good. The second Lane left that game,
They had one
it was
good
a
drive.
big deal.
They had one good drive.
I just don't see who you guys think is going to win the NFC besides the Eagles. There's
All it-
York.
no one.
Shane, all
like,
it takes
I'm not
is
sa-
one game.
I'm not-
All it takes is one game that the Eagles have a
get-
bad offensive day and they lose.
They had one good drive the entire game.
You're
They
telling
legitimately
me
had one good
You're
drive.
telling me that the Eagles go play Tampa Bay, for example. Tampa Bay has a decent defense. You're telling me Tom Brady can't all of a sudden turn it on in the playoffs and score points?
It
Very
depends
good.
on who Tom Brady has as his weapons besides
His
Mike
weapons
Evans.
have, besides one game, have stayed the same. He's got Chris Godwin. He's got freaking Mike Evans.
Mike
Cameron
Evans.
Brate went out early. He's got Scotty Miller. He's got playoff Lenny. Like, who
He's
knows?
got Julio Jones if he's healthy.
OBJ is still out and about. We don't know where he's
Yeah,
Bro.
going
now
to
he's
end up.
favored to go to Tampa.
Like,
Their offense had like 260 yards of total offense.
ready?
They
Here
were
are
not
the
that
here
good.
are the Philadelphia Eagles play chart. 5 plays, 15 yards, punt. Good drive of 15 plays, 80 yards, touchdown. Touchdown of 7 plays, 44 yards. So they got 7 of their points came from a short field from the Cooper Rush interception. Second interception was 4 plays, 1 yard field goal. They got the ball in plus territory. They gained a single yard, kicked
Yeah,
a
that was
field
bad.
goal. 8 plays, 30 yards, field goal. Another short field, score a field goal. Starting the second half, 4 plays, punt. 5 plays, punt. They had 1 good drive, 13 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. 4 plays, punt. 4 plays was the end of the game. Like,
I think that they have the weapons to be really good.
they do. I don't trust
And I
Jalen
don't
Hurts.
know if they've actually hit stride.
If the Cowboys punt instead of turn the ball over, they win the game.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Still debatable.
I'm just saying.
But
And,
I
and
think-
Blake, you should be happy. You should be happy. Dude, this is best case scenario for you. You can now play Dak. If y'all won that game, you
Okay,
can't play Dak.
That
You
was the worst
physically
argument I
cannot
was seeing
play
on
Dak.
Twitter.
no,
That's
you
not
could definitely
true.
play
That is
Dak.
not
Play the
true.
same
Dude,
offense with
they-
Dak.
If you play Dak and y'all go out, so you beat the Eagles, you go out and beat the Eagles, and then you put Dak in and you guys drop next week.
All these fools on Twitter being like, this is the best case scenario for
Bro.
the Cowboys because now there's no controversy. There was
Bro.
never any controversy to begin with.
There's absolutely controversy. There was
Cooper Rush, they're
absolutely
not
controversy.
winning because of Cooper Rush.
Why did Dak not play this week?
They're not winning because
Why
of
did
Cooper
Dak
Rush.
not play this week? He
Hey.
was supposed to play.
He didn't need to play. They're 4-2 now.
Why did he not
Hey,
play this
if-
week?
He wasn't
If
supposed
Dak
to
comes
play.
out-
Just because Dak said he was supposed to play doesn't mean he was supposed to
Bro.
play.
No,
he
it's
was
Jerry
projected to
Jones
play.
saying he's supposed to play. It's Jerry Jones saying that. And
There
if
was
Dak
never-
plays this
They
weekend,
decided not
controversy.
to play him when they won the week before.
Of course,
I'm-
I would have done the same.
I
I'm
Buy
getting
another
my
week.
But I'm
This
telling you
weekend-
right now, if they beat the Eagles this week, Dak wasn't playing this week.
That's not true. That I don't
Hey.
believe that's true.
take it to the bank. If Dak plays this weekend and he starts out crappy, I'm getting my face punched in by some Cowboys fans because the Boo Birds are coming out. I have no give a shit in the
No.
world, but the
And-
Boo Birds are coming out.
All
Right.
right.
I'll have
I'm
to
actually,
see you on
seriously
Twitter
thinking about
getting
going
beat
and
up.
buying a Detroit Lions jersey. So
First of all, so Cooper Rush beat the Rams the week before.
Did not play well.
Can anyone
Were
guess how many
terrible.
yards Cooper Rush threw for?
Was
137. 137.
102. He was
Oh,
10 of
gosh.
16 for 102. Like,
yeah,
They-
no, it was
There
bad.
was
they
no
weren't winning.
controversy.
They weren't winning those
I'm
games
not-
because
I'm-
of Cooper Rush.
But
I'm
he
not-
he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean,
So, but
besides
here's the
this past
difference,
weekend.
Shane. Dak turns the ball over because for some reason, when Dak is the quarterback, Kellen Moore says, let's run an entirely different offense where we're super risky with the football. Like, if they
Yeah.
run this exact offense with a better quarterback, you know who runs the Cooper Rush offense for his entire career? Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom
I-
Brady
so
didn't
look,
turn the ball over.
So
I'm
do you
not-
think that this
I'm
whole
not-
injury has been better for Kellen Moore than anybody? Because that could be
Only
the
if
case.
Kellen Moore is smart. If Kellen Moore is smart, he runs the same offense with Dak Prescott.
I'm not disagreeing with your statement. I'm saying it would cause a problem.
No,
if
it would not.
dude, I'm telling you.
It would
There's
cause a
not
problem.
a player in that locker room that thinks Cooper Rush is a better quarterback than
If
Dak Prescott.
No,
you
there's
don't
not.
think it would
not.
cause a
There's
problem
not.
with your owner, Jerry Jones is the most unrealistic human being in football.
And
The
Jerry
only-
freaking loves Dak.
The
Sure.
only
Dude,
way
butt
that
buddies
Yes, yes,
practically.
that
yeah,
Okay,
They might be
all right,
living together.
All right, they
Jerry might be his own son. Or
I
Dak
did
might
Johnny,
be
see
the
his son.
only reason
Bro, no.
Jerry goes on the internet to say stupid shit like, "Oh, I love a QB conversation," just because Jerry is the best businessman we've ever seen in our life.
No,
You know why
he
he does
knows
that?
how to keep the brand
You
going.
know why he does
knows
that?
how to keep
Because
the brand
he-
going.
He bought the Cowboys for $150 million. They are now worth
And-
well over $8
that he
billion
borrowed. He
dollars.
borrowed that money. It was genius.
$8 billion.
He's
No,
a
I
genius.
understand,
He's
but, like,
absolute
Dude,
genius.
it would have caused problems.
No, it would
No,
not.
No,
I
it would've not.
100%
caused problems.
disagree.
the only way it caused problems if Dak threw 4 or 5 of the ugliest interceptions you've seen in your life.
That's the only way.
Like,
That's
that-
the only way.
And what I think would have been worse is if you start Dak Sunday night against the Eagles and his hand isn't ready against one of the best defenses, and if he looked bad there, like you're just gonna have a problem, which is why you
That's
sit
my
him.
point.
You take
That's
the
my point.
loss.
The previous 4 games, they bought time for him to sit out an
Like,
extra week.
I'm still afraid for Dak Prescott this coming Sunday against the Lions, because if his the thumb on your throwing hand is very important. I mean, if
he looks
doesn't,
bad, dude.
if
it's gonna
he's not
be-
at 100%,
It's a cow every night.
yes, the Twitter warriors are going to war. That's what's
Dude,
going to happen.
the
but
Cowboy fans are unbelievably irrational.
But Cowboys fans love Dak
I
irrationally.
mean,
That's
the
what
Cowboys
my
fans
point.
are,
No,
yeah.
no.
You're telling me
I live in
America's
Dallas,
team is
dude.
plastic?
People do not
I'm
love
shocked.
Dak irrationally.
If you like
That
Cooper
is
Rush
not
more than you
true.
like
I've
Dak,
been in bars for the past 4 weeks, and Dak is not the favorite son anymore.
nobody
The-
loves Cooper Rush more than Dak.
No,
Ignorant
Cow-
people.
But people
the
are
phrase
tired
is
of Dak.
Cowboys fans are elementary school students. They're fair weather fans. They will support whoever is the best currently.
They're dumb.
Oh, is Zeke Elliott running for 100 yards a game? We love Zeke. Oh, is he
And Zeke
running
sucks.
for 20 yards? Oh, trade him. He's the worst player that has ever been on the Cowboys. Like, you can't judge Cowboys fans based off of an actual NFL
No,
fandom.
But that's
Because
what I'm saying.
90%
It
of
would
them are
cause
just
problems
plastic.
through the whole.
Nobody in the
There's been
Cowboys
division.
organization. Nobody in the Cowboys organization thinks that Cooper Rush is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
There's
There's no controversy.
The defense is not hoping that Cooper Rush is ever playing quarterback, because the
Cooper
defense
Rush
looks
doesn't
at it
even
and
think
says, "Oh my
that.
gosh, we cannot give up 20 points, because if we give up 20 points, we will lose."
Cooper Rush is playing literally with the hope that he is the future Blaine Gabbert. That is literally his greatest dream.
I have 2 people here trying to ruin our professional podcast.
They have to advertise. We have to have a photography advertisement if she wants to be on.
You will remind Ashley that our payment is $500 per minute is what we discovered, established last
That's
the
podcast.
rate
We
market.
charge a $500 per minute advertisement fee. So would y'all get back in the kitchen and start cooking where y'all?
Oh,
really
okay.
belong?
Hey, all right. I'm gonna speak over Shane right there. All right. Hey, let's get to the fun game part of the podcast.
I don't believe that. That was a joke. Let me.
This
preface
game
that.
is called.
But he's never seen the zone coverage, bro.
That's true. This game is called Who Would You Take? So here we go.
Uh-oh.
As of
Cooper.
right now, when we talk about who would you take? Oh shoot, I should have put Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott in here. Dang it.
No, we don't need ignorance.
When we ask this question, I want you to take everything into account, right? Injury history, all of that. Who would you take? Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's a dog.
Yeah, I like Joe
Joe
Burrow's
Burrow.
moxie.
But how much of Joe Burrow's success is him being carried by his defense?
I like.
But,
I
Justin
but his
Herbert.
his offensive line is still terrible.
Doesn't matter. Look at his run last year. Look at his run
I
last
like-
year in the playoffs and even this Sunday. He gets carried
Justin
by
Herbert-
his defense giving up 0 points in second halves.
I like
Joe
Herbert.
Justin
Burrow
Herbert does not take that
consistently-
team to the Super Bowl.
Joe Burrow consistently gets into double-digit first half leads, and then his defense gives up 0 points in the second half. That's a consistent pattern.
Herbert's not taking
Okay,
that team
so
to the Super
wait.
Bowl.
So are you asking me with this segment, because professional podcast?
Yeah.
Would I rather the Saints have one of these two next play? If you're asking me if the Saints would
It
rather
doesn't have to
one
be
or
the Saints.
other,
If you want to think of it as the Saints, think of it as the Saints. I mean,
yeah,
if you're
give
the
me Joe
Saints,
Burrow.
if
Give
you're
me
the
Joe
Saints, you
Burrow.
take Joe Burrow because he's amazing in the
Yeah.
Superdome. That's what you do.
Yeah. Well,
But
and
I'm
he's just a
Justin
baller.
Herbert. I really wished, like you could ask my old man. I told Dad that I wish the Raiders would move up to get Herbert in the draft, and we,
Oh, we got GM Jonathan over here.
dude,
have-
I
hey,
like Herbert.
I have
I like
spoken a
Herbert.
lot of slander of Justin Herbert. I still think he is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow.
I
Oh,
like
no,
I
give me
would
Joe
also
Burrow.
take Justin Herbert.
I
All
just
right.
I think you need some moxie. Joe Burrow's got
Yep.
it.
Justin
Joe
Herbert
Burrow's
has
a
moxie.
dog.
He threw.
Oh, he
No.
looks like a lost puppy out there. You can't have hair like that and have moxie.
Who cares? Do you remember when he broke his ribs against the Chiefs and then threw two of the greatest throws you've ever seen?
He thinks
Yeah.
he's Sunshine
talking
from
more-
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I'm talking
and
more
hey,
off the field
what did
swag. I
Sunshine
want the
win?
gold jewelry.
Sunshine won a state championship, Shane.
Exactly.
Did you
Hey,
see
he
those
only ran
blocks on that
He-
end around?
he only ran 3 plays. Works like Novocaine.
Well, he could throw the ball a mile, but he just couldn't make that pitch either. Could
Doesn't
not make
matter.
that
Make
pitch.
that pitch, baby. Can't make.
I can't pitch
Sunshine,
at 3 yards.
Sunshine on the Sunshine laid out 3 players on that in reverse to Rev. Like,
Bro.
I mean, Sunshine's got it all.
He said,
pulled
"Blue,
the whole.
let him through.
down and
Let him
threw
through."
The linebacker over.
It was
him.
it was Sunshine's fault that Petey fumbled. That's the problem.
That's
That was
the problem.
Sunshine's fault.
Freaking
Well,
Hey,
Petey, man.
coach told him, like Blake said, you can throw the ball a mile, but you can't pitch
Can't
it 3
pitch it 3
yards.
yards.
Hey, and to all of our female listeners out there who are just humongous Ryan Gosling fans, I just want you to remember how Ryan Gosling had to pull himself because he
Yeah.
couldn't cover number
Boy,
26
got
and
burned.
put in
Embarrassing.
Petey. Ryan Gosling was
then,
an embarrassment at
As a
corner.
result, they called Gary Bertier. What did they call him? Like a traitor or something? Because
Yeah.
Gary Bertier got accused of pulling him. It's messed
That's
up.
probably why
RIP.
Gary. It's probably why Gary
RIP.
Bertier was. That's probably why Gary Bertier was hospitalized because it's all
It's a
Ryan
sick
Gosling's
racist.
fault.
Now,
It was a
Austin-
sick racist. A
It
sick
was
racist
all.
hit
It
him.
was all
because
Ryan
he-
Gosling's fault.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling's dad said his son ain't playing for no Coach Coon.
All right. Second, who would you take?
Zero fun, sir.
Would you rather, at this moment in time, have Tua Tagovailoa or Jalen Hurts?
Ooh.
Jalen Hurts.
Do I get
Tua.
Mike McDaniels with Tua?
No.
Shane has too many-
Also,
too many
that's a
contingencies.
detriment. Mike, we've talked all day about how
I'll take Jalen.
we talked about how we hate the analytics coach, and Mike McDaniels is one of those analytic idiots.
Hey, but you
Nope,
got the
I love Mike
gold,
McDaniel. Once
you
again,
got the gold
Moxie,
Rolex.
He has gold chains, the sunglasses. Dude does
That
not
dude
look like
does
he
so
belongs on a
much
football
coke.
field.
It's insane. There's
And
no
he's in
way.
Miami, so he's in the perfect place to do it.
My guy is 3-3. They're pretenders.
I'm gonna
3-3
take
with the backup. He's got 3-0 with the starting quarterback.
Okay.
I'm gonna
If
I'm
Bill
gonna take
Belichick
Jalen
was
Hurts.
3-3, we would be calling him the king of the world if he didn't have Tom Brady.
He should have just
It
played.
depends
Tua
on
the
how they
past 3
win.
weeks. Just let him play.
One of their wins is that the Baltimore Ravens decided to, 1, stop playing offense, and 2, I'm just going to let Tyreek Hill be open every play. That's not Mike
I do-
McDaniels being amazing. That's the Baltimore Ravens sucking at football.
Nah,
I
definitely
think it's
go
too
with
early. It's too early, honestly, for both of them. Tua,
Yeah.
I like Tua this year, but also now his head might be scrambled eggs. So
That's true. We have to account. All right. Those were my 2 that I wanted to throw on the quarterbacks. Let's talk
Oh.
running backs.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather have Miles Sanders or Aaron Jones.
Aaron
Miles
Jones.
Aaron
Sanders.
Jones. Aaron Jones. Once
Dude,
again,
he
gold
has
chain,
Dude, we're doing this.
gold hair.
I don't know how we're doing this again, but Jonathan and I are agree. Miles Sanders is incredible.
Me and
Dude,
Blake,
Aaron Jones
we look
this
for the
season
moxie.
has
I wanted the
been
moxie.
The Moxie. Give me Aaron
awful.
Jones.
Whoa. Aaron Jones has not been terrible this season.
And if Cooper
Not
ever
great.
saw this and if we did not pick Aaron Jones, Cooper
Oh,
might
we-
have. We'd
I
be
understand.
shut
No, I
back.
get that, and I respect that. But like, dude, I have him in 4 fantasy leagues, and he has been killing me.
Oh well, okay. We're not talking fantasy football. We're talking
Matt
actual.
Aaron
LaFleur.
Jones.
That's Matt LaFleur's fault. That's Matt.
No, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, he's a great downhill runner and he's good out of the backfield and in the passing
I
game. Which
agree.
Aaron Jones, I think this is very tough. I think it's very tough because they are both incredibly talented running backs. Like Aaron Jones, off the top of
I'm-
my head, I'm gonna say
part of
Aaron
the
Jones.
issue-
I'm gonna say Aaron Jones averages 4.5 yards a carry this year. Off the top of my head,
5.8.
5.8 would be
pretty
the
good.
largest in
That's
NFL history.
It is 5.8.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean that's
Legitimately
the-
5.8.
Right.
That's
Right,
like the
we should
largest
be
in NFL history.
The issue with the issue
Was
with
I right or were we right? Or
No,
were we
I was just
right?
questioning.
issue right now is the issue right now is he is splitting more snaps than he's ever split before.
That's not his fault.
Well, if
That's
he's
the
on my
coach's
team, he's not
mouth.
splitting snaps. He's not splitting
Yeah.
snaps if he's on my team.
Dylan gets
if
all the
I'm-
red zone snaps.
Hey, if I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm licking my eyebrows and I'm giving Aaron Jones the ball. We're gonna 3 plays works like
I-
Novocaine,
dude,
baby. Give it to him.
Obviously, I
I
like
mean-
him. I draft him in all my fantasy leagues. I like him a lot. Just the
Ooh,
fact of
Miles
the matter
Sanders,
is right now,
4.6. 4.6. Couldn't be Aaron Jones. I know that.
There's a difference. There's a difference in offensive scheme though, because the other
Oh,
team
but that 1 yard is key.
no, but the other team knows that Philadelphia is going to run the ball 70%, while against the Packers, you know they're going to throw 70%. So there's a lighter box. Also, Miles Sanders.
Boo.
I think they're both great. That was, I think, one of the toughest ones I put on the
Aaron
list.
Jones shows up with a mariachi hat to football games.
All
You
right.
gotta choose that.
And his dad's ashes are in the end zone. I mean, come on.
Two of the most athletic running backs in the league, but also two of the
Uh-oh.
most injury prone.
Saquon
Running
and
backs.
Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon and Christian McCaffrey.
Oh God.
Saquon.
Yeah,
I'm taking Saquon.
all day.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's-
taking.
I think it's
I'm taking
Saquon, and it's not
Saquon.
close.
That's
I think
easy.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
taking-
easy.
if
The
you can
fact
keep
that he's
Saquon
playing
healthy, he's a
freaking
monster.
Wildcat, like they're running that Wildcat with him like crazy. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
I'm taking
McCaffrey-
Saquon.
No.
McCaffrey has been built on hype. He really hasn't done in the past 4 years. Has he done anything?
He has when he's healthy.
Been
But he gets
hurt.
hurt.
It-
He gets hurt.
But
he's
when
healthy,
he's healthy, I don't even feel
When
like he
he's
does that
healthy,
great.
he's the best football player in the world.
That's
I don't
not
agree
true,
with that.
but that's fine.
Dude,
Uh,
he's so fucking good.
watching
Tom Brady
Christian
is still in the
McCaffrey when
NFL.
he's healthy is fun because he's quick. He's got good moves, but he runs just like Saquon will. He will run you over.
Except for
even though
Saquon
he's
has
small.
Saquon has the body to do it.
Correct.
McCaffrey
That's-
does not.
But I mean, does Saquon? Saquon is also very injury
His-
prone.
His freaking thighs are the size of my waist, Austin.
But
Of
that's-
course
but-
he has the body
No,
to do it.
that's a problem though.
It is.
It's
That's
all
a
about
proven
proper
problem.
leg. Like, there's a reason why Saquon gets these muscular injuries is because
He's built
he's
like
got
a
the-
freaking tree.
he has the wrong proportions. He's worked too
Well, have you
much on.
seen- Have you seen Cordero Patterson running the ball? Dude looks like a freaking safety running at running back.
No,
That's
I'm gonna.
incredible.
I'm gonna.
Hey, you know what else? Cordero Patterson has missed 2 games now through injury.
Yeah,
like
he's hurt.
it,
He's
it
on my IR, I'm
matters.
pretty sure.
It
I'm gonna go
matters.
back a long time. Barry Sanders was a proportional human being, an absolute freaking monster.
Barry Sanders is the best running back that has ever played football. Unfortunately,
I
he
get
retired
that, but-
early.
But what I'm saying is he's built huge from the top down. I mean, he's just big.
I
And
mean,
he doesn't
Minus
get
the
hurt.
fact
He
that
runs
He was
people-
incredibly short. That's the only thing that wasn't big about him. He was incredibly
yeah,
short for the
but-
NFL.
but his
I would
body was
argue that Bo
proportional.
Jackson may have been the best running back ever to play.
Bo Jackson was the
Uh,
best athlete, not the best running back.
Dude,
Bo Jackson's still sitting in his garage shooting deer out of his freaking driveway with his archery.
But Barry Sanders is the most talented running back that has ever.
Yes.
I mean, if you
Speaking of
I just
80s
watch him
running
all day.
backs, my boy Herschel Walker will be getting my vote.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Way to kill a podcast, Blake.
Ooh. Hey, while we're there,
Herschel.
welcome to the political break of the day.
Yes.
Our boy, so the majority of us live in Texas. We're having a very interesting vote for governor going on right now, which is great. I mean, not our guy, but the guy Beto out here at ACL on Sunday,
Beto.
bringing
Oh,
Casey
God.
Musgraves a beer for a publicity stunt was just like,
That dude's
Hey.
such a freaking
dude, it's
virtue signaler.
no, it's so
Beto
it's
is
so
a
lame. It's
fake
so lame.
Mexican and a real bendejo. That's all I got to say.
Just
There's
no.
only one guy on the planet that could get away with being Mexican with the last name O'Rourke.
And it's
I-
Beto. And I got one other thing to say to you, Beto. You want my guns? I'm on my front porch waiting for you.
No,
buddy.
I don't care about
Come and
any
get
of
'em,
that
bud.
stuff. I understand that lots of politicians now are trying to appeal to the younger audience. That's fine with me because it's good for everyone to vote that is above the age of 18. That's your civic duty. But when it's so
Just
forced
show
and
an
fake,
ID.
it drives me crazy. Like him skateboarding to the podium. It's like,
Yeah, he's a.
dude, it's
Dummy.
just like, it's
He's
Hey,
a
come live in
bro.
the deep south. Come live in the deep south where we elect our college football heroes as
mean,
part of the
hey,
Senate. Herschel
shouldn't-
Walker will be joining Tommy Tuberville in
we
the
shouldn't
Senate.
necessarily do that either, but that's
Well, if you saw the alternative, boy, I need my interest rates to go down, and I tell you what, my boy Warnock ain't gonna do it for me.
Yeah, where's Johnny Manziel? Why isn't he running?
We should
for
elect
Senate?
him to it too.
no,
Let's just
no.
get let's get the all SEC from like the past 50 years and just elect him to all of the Senate and just see what happens.
Ricky Williams in Austin.
Ricky
I'm out.
out here smoking
I'm
a
out.
joint.
I'm out.
He wasn't part of the SEC. We want the SEC.
Nah, I just want him so we can smoke a couple doobies.
Give me Greg McElroy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Give me Greg
That's-
McElroy's girlfriend from back in the day that Brent Musburger
That's-
was in love
No,
with.
that was AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron. Sorry.
Yeah, AJ
Hey.
McCarron.
Give me AJ McCarron
I
and
think-
his girlfriend.
Arian Foster for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll get Bo Jackson in there too.
Wasn't Aaron
Bo
Rodgers'
Jackson.
brother Vanderbilt? Or was that Wake Forest?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes. No, that
Yeah,
was
is it-
Vanderbilt.
Like, give me Aaron Rodgers'
can-
brother.
Yeah, we can take Jordan Rodgers.
Miles Garrett. I'll take him.
Tim
He's got
Tebow for
Leonard.
Florida.
Dude,
Tim
oh,
Tebow for
Leonard
Florida.
Tim Tebow for
Tim
Florida.
Tebow for Florida.
Dude, DeSantis becomes president. Tim Tebow better run for fucking governor. Like right now. This needs to happen.
RIP to Aaron Hernandez, but he could be Tim Tebow's running mate.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
We are not condoning that one.
If
we
you win
throwing-
Senate, you get out of prison early, though, I heard.
Are
Oh,
we
yeah,
throwing
but-
Texas and Oklahoma into the SEC for this or no?
If that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
case,
You're about to put
I'll
in
take
there.
Colt McCoy for
I was
Texas.
like, so give me
see.
some Colt McCoy
And Jordan Shipley.
and Jordan
Jordan
Shipley.
Shipley.
McCoy and Jordan
You got-
Shipley.
I mean, they're a package duo.
We're
Guys,
showing
this might be the
amazing.
greatest
Attorney
government ever
General
exists.
and governor right there. Colt
We're-
McCoy.
Give me
Shipley.
Sam
Y'all are-
Bradford for Oklahoma.
Yes.
y'all
and
are-
Adrian
I can promise
Peterson.
you. I can promise you
And
this will be
Adrian
better than
Peterson.
Raphael Warnock and Stacey Abrams.
Oh, I'll take Adrian Peterson for Oklahoma also because they'll definitely legalize
let
what's
me-
it called where you have multiple wives.
I mean,
And also
I'll,
beating
I'll
your
take
team.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll take a Trevor Knight for a seat. Like I'll take a
Oh,
Trevor
okay,
Knight.
yeah, that's a safe pick.
no.
safe pick.
Give me
It's a safe pick.
give me Demontre Moore.
Okay, we'll take DeMontre.
Von Miller.
Are y'all still following this? Everyone? No, Von Miller's still playing football. He needs to keep going.
The
I
first
say-
NFL player and senator combo.
Now that
Yeah.
Dak Prescott has been replaced by Cooper Rush, give me Dak Prescott from
Dak
Mississippi.
Prescott, Mississippi. That would be interesting.
Him and Darunya Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy that
All
did the dog pee that lost the game for
Oh,
Ole Miss,
gosh.
that guy should be on there
You know,
too.
Will Rogers like decides to opt out of going to the NFL and just becomes the governor?
Just
Oh,
name
no.
alone.
Hold on.
Just name alone, Will Rogers.
Joe Burrow for LSU because he's got the dog
Dude,
mentality.
No, can we
That
throw
would be
coaches
amazing.
into this? Can we get Mike Leach for Mississippi?
Ooh,
Mike Leach
yeah.
for Mississippi.
If we're throwing
Wait,
coaches
and
in-
Coach O, because I would love
Coach
to hear them on the
O.
debate
Yes.
board.
Yeah,
Coach
Coach O for
O.
Louisiana.
dude, I think if Nick Saban decided to drop football right now, he would win in a landslide.
Oh
for
yeah,
governor of Alabama.
absolutely.
In a state that already elected Tommy Tuberville, you better believe Nick Saban would win like
Dude,
hands
if I was
down.
Nick Saban, I would do that. Urban Meyer should go down to Florida, run for governor.
He likes the Midwestern women though.
I would love to see like a Lane Kiffin run for governor. That would be
No.
very entertaining.
Ooh.
Lane Kiffin strikes me more as like Secretary of the Defense.
Of the defense?
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
mean,
Yeah.
the man hasn't had a good defense his entire coaching career. And you're like, oh, let's give him Secretary of
Secretary of
Defense.
Defense.
Yeah, no, he's changing it to the Secretary of Offense.
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
really
I want-
just an offensive.
That's the
Yeah,
problem with
hey.
that's the problem with politics
Actually-
today is we're playing too much defense. We need to
Give-
be
We
on
need
the
to play
offense.
No.
more offense, baby.
give
we
Lane
need to throw the
Kiffin-
ball.
Give Lane Kiffin the nuclear arsenal. They'll never see
Agreed.
it coming. They'll
I-
never see it coming.
I want Mike Leach as the White House press secretary.
Oh, press secretary would be
that,
electric.
that would be good.
Dude.
I'm in.
Oh, dude. We need to send these into what's that? SEC short stories. They
No, we need to
do
send it-
this.
No, we need to send this into the Republican National Convention so they can hear all of our ideas.
Be like, hey, dude. Hey, guys. It's time to bring in the big guns.
This is
All
how
these
because you know
football
what?
coaches-
All them Southerners are gonna be like, you know what? This ain't such a bad idea.
Dude, a Jimbo governor race would actually be pretty entertaining.
I
You
would
wouldn't know
vote-
a word he said. He'd be like, yeah, the state of Texas, I got 4 ranks. Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely vote against Jimbo.
I've got some shirts on order. I apologize, Jimbo, but I've got some Fire Bimbo shirts on order currently
Oh,
coming
God
in.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
They're coming
Maybe
in.
Jimbo should go back to Florida and run for governor.
Fire Bimbo.
No,
Oh,
I mean, we've already gone over some great. Like Tim Tebow should be there, but I mean, Jameis Winston's got to get a seat somewhere.
Oh,
in the state of
yes.
Florida.
Oh, Jameis, he'll be in Florida for sure.
He should be
Yeah.
the education secretary for sure.
Unfortunately, he'd be better than the one we have.
That just hurt.
Definitely
That
better
hurt.
than what
That
we
hurt
had.
my soul, Shane. That one hurt my soul.
Hey, but unfortunately for Jameis, they shut down Alaskan crab season this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Those crabs are going to be expensive. He's going to have to
It-
steal them for sure.
It
Well, if you're
truly,
gonna give
it
Jameis
truly
the
was
seat,
the
you gotta
deadliest
let
catch
Cam
this year.
run.
It was.
If you don't let Jameis run, you gotta let Cam Newton run something. Like,
Well, I think the guy in Miami that was the unaffiliated, like neutral observer that let Tua run back in the game should be the Secretary of Public Health.
Hey,
What
I feel like
about,
we can get Clinton Portis something in like as like mayor of Miami or something like that, or
Oh,
like
for sure. He's got swag.
or like, hey, let's get Ray Lewis somewhere. Ray Lewis needs to be a
Dude.
political office somewhere.
what
Or, you
about
know,
you
kill
imagine
somebody.
the
Or prison,
speeches
you
that
know,
came
Well,
from
he
Ray
killed
Lewis.
somebody.
Yeah.
He killed somebody.
hey, you guys
So do
really
a
want
lot
to
of
strike?
politicians. It's not a big deal.
You want to
The
really
Clintons
strike
killed
a
80
nerve?
of them.
The Clintons have been killing people since the 80s, bro.
Hey, you want to really strike a nerve? I'm voting Colin Kaepernick as the Secretary of Defense.
No.
Oh,
No,
man.
he's
No.
gonna be the Secretary of Diversity.
No, I mean, if we're going with our model that we've done so far, I guess he would be governor of Nevada. Right? Which, hey,
Why not?
he'll win in a landslide. Nevada's a very blue state, so good for you. All right, that's enough politics joking around. I still had
Not
two
joking.
more.
We weren't joking about Herschel though.
Okay, I had,
I'm actually not joking about half of these. Like, I would be down for some of this.
I had two more. Who would you takes? In
Uh-oh.
my opinion, these are the two most difficult. We're going to the wide receiver category first.
Mike Evans.
Justin Jefferson Jamar
Justin
Chase.
Jefferson.
Oh,
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even
I agree.
close.
Oh, I disagree. I
I
disagree.
don't think it's
Oh,
that
I
close.
knew
I think
it.
it's close.
It's definitely close.
Justin Jefferson.
I don't even think it's close.
I don't even know that it's close either.
You give Jamar Chase a quarterback that has time to give you longer routes, and I'm afraid.
I thought you were about to say that if you give Jamar Chase, Kirk Cousins, and I was about to say I am tired of the Joe Burrow slander on this podcast.
No, but Justin Jefferson gets to run some significant routes where he's got time to make his moves, while Jamar
I
Chase
like
does not.
Jamar. I like Jamar, but dang, Justin Jefferson is kind
Justin
of a
Jefferson
badass.
is great. He also has Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook to distract from him.
But
Well,
Alan Thielen ain't done shit all year.
doesn't matter, man.
That's the point.
You have got to take him away, or he will wreck you. I
I
think
agree
Justin
with that,
Jefferson is definitely their number
but-
one receiver. But like, if you're just like, I'm gonna double Justin Jefferson on every play, Adam Thielen's getting 180
but-
yards and 3
but Ju-
touchdowns.
Justin's been getting doubled every game, and he's still
That's
been
not
balling.
true. That's not true. The man
He
balls.
finds
He just
himself open a lot.
that guy does not get Devontae Adams, Cooper Cup treatment,
Okay.
or
I
D
agree with
Hop,
that.
or Julio Jones back in the day. No Calvin Johnson on the goal line, 3 guys lined up in
No,
front of him.
I agree
Justin
with that.
Jefferson is still a young wide receiver and gets young wide receiver. I don't know why. He doesn't
He's
get
kind of a beast.
Tyreek Hill treatment. He's great. He's great. I think that I also take Justin Jefferson, but I think that the gap between him and Jamar is close.
Oof.
I think that Justin
Jamar's
Jefferson
a beast too.
I think Justin Jefferson has a lot more talent around him and has a better offensive line that helps his numbers a lot. Also plays in the NFC East, not the NFC East,
NFC
the NFC North, where he gets to play some terrible defenses.
Well,
just
this year he
football
plays some
teams twice a
terrible
year.
teams. He plays terrible teams this year.
Wow, Jamar Chase plays in historically the best defensive,
great
the
defenses.
best defensive division in NFL history.
I agree that Jamar is great. I don't think that he's not great, but I just think something about Jefferson is different.
All right,
Like,
and the
Kyle
last
is going
one,
crazy.
the last one. I will fight everyone on ESPN about
Uh-oh.
this. Would you rather have Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski?
Oh, give me Travis Kelce.
Kelsey.
Okay, thank you. Like,
Kelsey
One.
is like a wide receiver playing tight end.
dude, Kelsey. So I looked up the records. Kelsey's probably not going to beat the records, which blows my mind. Dude, Tony
Well, me
Gonzalez
too.
was a freaking monster. And I love
he
Tony
was.
Gonzalez.
He was.
insane.
Dude, I love Tony Gonzalez, but I would have never guessed in all those terrible years of the Chiefs just being the worst team ever that Tony Gonzalez put up those numbers, because he was always just like a red zone guy to me. No, Tony Gonzalez
no.
freaking tore up the NFL.
Dude,
And-
okay,
How do you not know this, man? All
Dude,
you
I-
wore growing up was Tony Gonzalez shit.
That's not
Yes,
true. I
yes.
had Derek Thomas,
Priest
I had
Holmes.
Tony Gonzalez, I had
Holmes.
Priest
That's true, yeah,
Holmes,
Priest Holmes.
Trent
yeah.
Green. I mean, I had it all.
Dude,
Mark
I forgot
Bo
about
Richter.
Priest Holmes,
You wanna
dude.
talk about Mark
That
Bo
dude was a
Richter?
dog.
but
I got
from an
Casey
outsider,
Wiegman. Bring it
Hey,
on.
from
I'll go so deep on old Chiefs players. But Tony Gonzalez he was the great. He'll catch the ball in the end
No.
zone and he'll dunk it on the goalpost.
no, from an outsider's perspective, I obviously watched the Chiefs every single Sunday with you and your family, for I don't know how many years. And I swear to me, Tony Gonzalez is the most recognizable Chief you could ever mention. That's
So
my
Pat
opinion.
Mahomes now.
No, still no.
Yes.
Lynn Dawson.
From a non-Chiefs
Joe Montana.
fan, I agree.
Smoking some heaters, bro.
Lynn Dawson, Joe Montana.
My man had a beer and a heater at halftime of Super Bowl #1 or whatever.
Also,
Am
are
I
we
the-
I feel
forgetting,
like
Shane, are
everyone
we
should do that.
forgetting the Nigerian Nightmare? How dare you?
How dare you? Jesus Christ.
It might be the field goal, the Duncan on the field goal. But to me, as someone that watched the Chiefs regular because of your family who had no rooting interest, I think of Tony. When you say the Kansas City Chiefs, besides the past 5 years, I think Tony Gonzalez.
All right. So
I agree.
here's what we'll talk about. Ready? So currently, Tony Gonzalez played twice as many games as Travis Kelce has played so far.
Damn. How long
Tony
have you
Gonz-
played?
Tony Gonzalez played 270 football games,
God,
which without playoffs is a lot of seasons. It's over 10, but they did make the playoffs some of those years. That now they always lost in the first round to the Colts, but they made the playoffs sometimes. So Travis Kelce has basically played 135, so exactly half. He's only played 133, but we'll do exactly half. If somehow Travis Kelce can play as long as Tony Gonzalez, he will smash every single one of Tony's records. I just don't see Travis Kelce playing that long. Travis Kelce seems old to me, even though he's still playing.
How old
great.
is he?
no,
Gotta be 34.
No,
he's
definitely not.
35, 36.
No, he's younger than that.
No, he's
What are
like
y'all talking about?
31.
32.
He's 33.
He's
Yeah,
33.
30,
Okay.
33, 34.
All right.
Yeah.
If we were playing whatever that game show is, we'd
So
already
Tony
pretty good.
Gonzalez must have come out of college young, and Travis Kelce had to come out of college late. That's the big
Yeah.
difference.
100%.
Because there's no way Tony Gonzalez played till he was in his 40s. Like, that's just not possible.
No,
Maybe he did.
he doesn't
But-
look but freaking 40 right now.
Because didn't Tony Gonzalez finish his career in Atlanta?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I
Dirty
didn't he
bird.
sign a 1 day.
He
Didn't he
played
sign a
Well, yes,
1 day
he's
contract?
old.
He signed a one-day contract. I mean, but
That's fake. That's fake.
He was in Atlanta. And it broke my heart that he didn't technically like play all of his years as a Chief, but that's fine.
It's like-
he played until he was old.
Not many Tim Duncans these days.
Well, Tony Parker did it to us too. So,
Yep.
but Travis Kelce's like also like a deep threat. Like when he gets the ball in open space, he can outrun dudes.
See, that's my thing.
He's
So,
electric.
Gronkowski
difference.
Gronkowski was a red zone nightmare. He's just like
Yes.
Mike Evans is for the Bucks. Like Mike Evans doesn't get nearly as much credit as a wide receiver as Devontae and all those things because the majority of Mike Evans' touchdowns are from the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get as much credit. However, his stats are just as good. But if you look at like Kelce and Gronkowski's numbers, Kelsey's played 10 less games, has 200 more receiving yards, but he has 28 less touchdowns. That's
Jeez,
Yeah.
he's only played 10 less year or what'd you say 2?
he's played
10
10 less
less.
games. He played
Gronk's
10
not
less
that
games than
old.
Gronkowski.
Dude, Gronk's
Gronk's
young.
not that old.
No, I
But
know
he's-
he's
he was
old, but
hurt so much.
it just seems like we've been watching Gronk way longer than we've been watching Kelsey.
That's because Gronk came straight out of college and became
They're the
a
same
fucking
age.
problem.
They're the
Yeah,
same
Yeah,
age.
because
They're the same
his
age.
counterpart was a murderer. So
No, Gronk did a lot. And wait, Gronk must have had at least one more season.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
'cause
11
Kelce-
seasons.
Kelsey hasn't really had significant injury issues, and Gronk has.
No, he
And
hasn't.
Gronk has played
Yeah.
10 more games. So, I mean, I guess the playoffs really add up because they've made it longer in the playoffs. But
Yeah, he's played at least 2 years longer than Kelce because Kelce was drafted in 2013.
well, which shows the disparity in injuries.
I mean, Kelsey definitely was.
2010.
Yeah.
Gronk was 2010.
Kelsey was
Golly.
definitely Kelsey was drafted as a grown man. He was 23 years old when he was drafted.
Yeah.
While Gronk and Tony
Look.
Gonzalez were probably drafted when they were 19 or
18.
20.
19.
19.
Yeah, 19.
But so that's impressive. And Gronkowski was incredible. But Gronkowski did 2 routes. That's it.
Yeah.
He either did the goal line fade route, which was great because he was or he ran in a straight line and then Tom Brady threw him a back shoulder.
Back
and
shoulder,
that's what-
yeah.
And that they were great at that. Gronkowski's
Gronk
a
was
great
never-
blocker, but
Gronk
Kelce-
was never the guy that you thought was like going to make some like big yardage play that I was going to run past you. Kelsey
No.
legitimately can.
Kelsey has revolutionized being a tight end.
He's a wide receiver in a tight end's body.
Same thing with
Kelsey
Kyle
has-
Pitts.
Darren Waller
Yeah.
would do that too.
I was
Aaron
sitting there
Waller,
trying to
like,
think of more people that way.
Everyone's trying to make their tight end play like Travis Kelsey
Hey,
right
it's
now.
this whole tight end you thing.
Yep. Kelsey
what's his
is
face started.
Kelsey is grotesquely underpaid. That is a for sure fact.
Kelsey rearranged his contract today to give up $3.5 million for cap space. So
See,
the Chiefs
he's
are
a
looking to
guy.
bring in somebody. I really hope it's not Odell Beckham Jr. and it's someone on the defensive side of the ball.
It's
The
Odell.
defense needs help. The defense needs so much help.
I don't see that going well at all. Odell with
The offense
Chiefs-
doesn't need help. We're like the third best scoring offense in the league.
Yeah,
We
you
need
don't
help
need
on
help.
defense. You know what the difference is between the Bills and the Chiefs? A pass rush.
Defense.
Von Miller was a
Von
problem on Sunday.
Miller.
He's a goddamn beast.
The
He's an
Chiefs'
absolute
defensive
monster.
line is never a problem. They suck.
the Rams are
Von
missing Von
Miller.
Miller.
And even when they are a problem, they get called for pass interference when they catch a fumble.
Or
Well, I don't know if that's an interception or what
they got
that
caught
was.
roughing the passer is what they were.
Roughing the
called for.
pass or whatever.
All
Good
right.
call.
My hot take of today before we got started was that Von Miller is the reason the Rams won the Super Bowl. So
I mean, it didn't hurt, but
I mean, it
Yeah,
didn't
they had
hurt.
a lot
I
of-
would
they
say
had a
I
lot of
wouldn't say
dudes.
I would say Cooper Cup was pretty important to their Super Bowl.
having
run.
Aaron
Bro,
Donald
yeah,
on the
no,
field will
he
help.
They had
was, but that
OBJ,
was- that
baby.
was
They
my
had
over-
OBJ.
hey, that was my overreaction. That was my overreaction.
First
All right.
touchdown of the Super Bowl. Odell Beckham.
Yeah, but if you don't play in 75% of the Super Bowl, then I can't say that you're the reason
He
they won
tore
that
his
game.
ACL.
I'm not saying it's his
Ban
fault.
turf fields.
I'm not.
Ban turf.
I'm not saying it's
fields.
OBJ's fault. I'm just saying you can't say they won the Super Bowl because OBJ tore his ACL in like the first quarter.
And
Austin,
what kind
can we
of what
agree
kind of grass
that-
were they playing on? Turf.
Can we agree that everyone should be able to storm the field responsibly at the Super Bowl, though?
No,
No, heck no, not at the Super
like
Bowl.
80% of the fans aren't even fans of that team. They're just there.
Half of
'cause-
them are 80 years old.
dude. Yeah, my
That would make
grandfather
it
was
even
there.
better, dude.
Oh no, that's a
A
lot
bunch of
dead
geriatric folks just falling out of the bleachers.
people.
Bunch of
Okay,
broken
Didn't you see
hips.
Didn't
hey,
you see Joe Biden riding a bike? Do we need to see more of that?
we are somehow
Please send more of Joe Biden falling off the bike.
we're somehow at hour 2.5 on our podcast that was supposed
my
to be less than an
gosh.
hour. So let's wrap it up.
Told you.
Yep.
Our final segment of the day is brought to you by Unders. Do you hate good football but love making money? Select any under during all primetime football games.
And
It's
Russell
guaranteed to hit. Or yeah, there's lots of teams. The unders are crushing this year in the NFL. I love me a good under. They're just
It's
so
a lot
fun.
of bad
Wilson.
football.
No, that's
There's
a
a lot of
bad
bad football
philosophy.
out there. All right,
There's no fun in betting unders.
we're going really quick because
All right.
it's 10:30
can't
and I got
see it.
stuff to do before I go to sleep tonight. All right, here we go. I am gonna take TCU -3.5. I am gonna take the Baltimore Ravens -6.5. And I am going to take the New England Patriots -7.5. All chalk this week. All chalk, which is a terrible strategy. Jonathan,
Especially this year.
go for it.
Howdy. I am doing all Texas teams. I am
wow.
taking Texas A&M Aggies -3. I am unfortunately going to go ahead and say I'm going to take the Texas Longhorns -6. And then I am taking the TCU Horned Frogs. I'm riding this train. And they are -3.5.
What time do they play on Saturday? Hold on. They play at 7, so it'll be during the A&M game. That's a bummer, but we'll be somewhere where we can watch both. For those who don't know,
yeah.
the podcast is going to be together this week, except for Blake,
Nope.
which is fine.
Like,
But Shane, Jonathan, and I
guys.
will be
This
together
is Joe Biden's America.
because we're going to the Cowboys game. But Saturday we'll be together, and Jonathan and I will be able to root on TCU together. All right. Shane, who are we taking?
I got the Jets +3 against the Broncos. I'm riding old Zach Wilson.
What?
I got
The Broncos are favorites?
Yeah.
yeah. exactly.
I think it's in
I'll
Denver,
t-
which is why.
it is.
There's
It
a
is.
lot of MILFs in Denver,
But
though.
still terrible. Whatever. I'm gonna take Oklahoma State +6 against Texas because don't trust Texas. And I'm gonna ride this train. I'm gonna take Kansas +8 against Baylor.
You're still riding that.
I'm
Baylor
riding it.
did lose to West
I
Virginia.
thought
this
about
week,
it.
so it's interesting.
I thought about taking Kansas
Yeah,
there.
it was interesting. All right.
It ain't happening
And-
3 weeks in a row. They're getting a dub.
Nah, man, if their starting quarterback was playing, I'd be all over it. But the backup, he might not do it for me. But it's fine. All right, Blake, finish us
Hey,
off. and
eight's
then
a
let's
lot
get
of
outta here.
points.
All right. We got Tennessee, the Titans, -2.5 over the Colts. We got Atlanta +6.5 over the Bengals. Dirty Birds. Dirty South. Let's go. And Ole Miss +1.5 over LSU.
That's a
All
good one.
right. For all of you that love to follow the FIK podcast live tweet Sunday, once again, we will not have a live tweet Sunday because we will be at the Cowboys game this weekend. So I'm not going to live tweet from the stadium is what that means.
You won't
But
have
yeah,
service, dude. Their
Yeah, we
stadium
won't- yeah.
sucks.
Jerry's got
It's
great
terrible.
Wi-Fi.
so yeah, that's what's going down. Hopefully everyone's gambling responsibly and getting
Or
all
not.
the winners out there.
Follow my
Um,
picks and you'll make some money.
Please like,
I'm
share, and
taking my
subscribe.
lead back this week. I'm taking my lead back.
That's true. We got a battle at the top. Please, everyone, like, share, and subscribe. Let's grow the podcast as much as possible. We called out lots of celebrity football players. If they could hear this, that'd be incredible. We would love to get their feedback.
And
on
run for
what they would
Senate,
say.
please.
Yeah,
Tebow-
we would.
Tebow for governor of Florida.
If someone can send the 5-minute to 10-minute segment to Paul Feinbaum about our opinions of SEC politicians, I'm sure he would love that. And we'll see you next week where we will discuss a whole bunch of new football. We don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully everybody wins except for all of the teams that we don't want to win. Fantastic. We
Mags,
will see
baby.
y'all next week.
Go boys.
Goodbye.
Giga